Alrighty, y'all, welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. Really quick, I have been having some Wi-Fi issues, so please just note that. We're going to go right ahead and dive right on into coverage as we have a imminent strong tornado out here west-northwest of San Angelo. I've been monitoring these storms for the last couple of hours. I've been keeping an eye on this one the most towards Santa Ana out here in Texas, and it really looked impressive for a couple seconds. Which is why I scheduled the stream for 4:55. I plan to go live here at 4:30. Right now, I was supposed to be starting the stream, but I wanted to start early due to this supercell out here west of San Angelo that is rapidly increased in a very strong rotation. You can see a very clear couplet of well over 100-mile-an-hour winds, at least on my velocity table here. So make sure you guys are in your safe spot if you're west-northwest of San Angelo in Texas. Really fast, we've got an enhanced risk for severe weather today, level 3 out of 5. Main threat with this is the potential for 4 to 5 inch hail, 80-mile-an-hour winds, as well as multiple tornadoes. Can't rule out a strong one. That slight risk extends all the way up through Little Rock as well as Arkansas. You know, we also have Nashville in Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Charleston, West Virginia, up to New York. Marginal risk surrounding that. The main threat today, once again, will be hail, followed by wind, with the lowest threat being tornadoes, which is why I was putting off this live stream as long as possible, just to see if we would have a tornado threat develop. Now, we have already had 3-inch hail out here in Texas, as well as 80-mile-an-hour winds back up in Oklahoma today. Those storms were quite well far apart, so I couldn't cover either one of those, because if I went live I would have just ended minutes later. So yeah, here you go. We've got a strong area rotation that is really gotten its act together. I was watching this environment very closely, as we have a really strong environment for tornadoes back here, a very potent environment for the potential of strong, and honestly the environment out here is favorable of violent tornadoes. It is favorable of violent tornadoes, which is a big shocker. I do think the lower level shear is going to keep that strong tornado threat at bay, but if we had that lower level shear, today would be a much bigger day. So all it takes is an outflow boundary like this, and that's going to help with the inflow. That's going to act per se as a lower level jet, not exactly, but it will help for the potential of strong tornadoes with this storm. So that's why this storm is really exploding in intensity. Now, a few sites have had issues today. Just to name some of them, Radar Omega, GR2, GR Earth, which is our 3 main sites, have had issues, as well as College of DuPage has had model issues. So it seems like the National Weather Service is experiencing quite the outage for a couple of radar sites. It seems like a few sites have had issues today, at least on my end, but I've seen it and checked with some of my friends, and it's been issues for them as well. So my Wi-Fi should be perfect, but just in case, just a heads up, we could very easily disconnect from this live stream. So just please take note with that. If we do, I will try to get back up within 10 minutes. There's a few updates that I would have to do just to hope and pray that those would be the issue. So we're just going to wait for our velocities to update. Lord have mercy. Sheesh. That is some velocity. That is ridiculous. Holy. That is a crazy couplet. That is a couplet out of yesterday's severe weather threat right there. Wow, that is mighty impressive. It doesn't look as impressive on this site, which is why I don't like to use Radar Omega as much. But, I mean, gracious day. Like I said, I mean, it's got that outflow boundary to it. This just exploded in intensity within 2 scans. So this is most likely a strong tornado on the ground here. I don't know if we have any chasers or anything out here. There's barely anything out here, so don't expect to see a dark blue CC with this. And if we do, then wow. But we'll just make sure to monitor that very closely. I do not know any chasers this far out west. But man, that couplet is over the top. So basically what we're looking at is we're looking at winds going away from the radar site and winds, that's towards. Winds going away from the radar site and winds going towards the radar site, which indicates a strong area of rotation. These winds on the southern side, so your inflow winds going towards the radar is over 70 miles per hour, and the winds going away is over 50 miles per hour. So overall, we have probably about 130 mile an hour rotation here. That's an estimate just from radar. So just to give you an idea of how intense this area of rotation actually is. We do have a storm back out here towards Santa Ana that is trying to rapidly redevelop its area of rotation. Now, the environment is not even remotely close to as favorable out here as it is way back towards this supercell. So this one doesn't have as good of a chance to produce a tornado, but still a solid chance at producing a tornado. Connor will be on this storm very, very shortly. He's currently in Brownwood, probably heading west. So he will be with a great vantage view of that, great view, oh my word, a great view of the supercell there, out there towards Santa Ana and Brownwood, Texas. So these are our only 2 tornado warnings. We do have some thunderstorms, just to quickly take note of those whilst we're getting our radar scans in. We do have a line of damaging winds back out here in Tennessee. This is the camera in Decatur County EMA, which you can see really just some clouds. I mean, it's not anything too impressive, but we'll just keep an eye on that just in case. There's been a couple strong to even severe storms up to my north here in southwestern Virginia, but again, nothing too impressive there. I haven't seen anything impressive in Pennsylvania. That is torr possible. Well, that is torr possible, so take note of that if you're inside this severe. Make sure you're indoors, away from doors and windows, and close to your safe spot, just in case that ends up going tornado warned. Up here in New York, we have had multiple reports of damaging winds. Most of those should be under or around the realms of 60 miles per hour. So also take note of that. I haven't heard anything about a tornado touching down in Canada, but at one point, I believe we had a PDS warning up here in Canada for the potential of a strong tornado to touch down. If that was the case, I would have went live. So I don't know if that did anything. I didn't see any reports, and nor was the radar impressive, so I decided not to go live for that. But anyways, back out here towards Texas. I think that area of rotation is completely gone next scan. Hold on. What scan are we on over here? So it looks like that hook might be possibly occluding. I hope that is the case. I really hope that is the case, because this definitely has strong tornado potential for sure. So we'll continue to monitor this, and I don't know if that rotation is still that strong. This radar site says that it's garbage, and there's barely anything here. Oh, there it is. Hi. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so this is still a very, very strong area of rotation. So that's why I like GR2. It's just better. It's just better. We could easily have a tornado on the ground, but it's not picking up anything due to it being in a rural area. So I do believe a strong tornado is imminent, if not on the ground out here, southwest, or rather dead west of San Angelo, southwest of Water Valley in Texas. I don't know how many people are inside this warning. I will briefly check. Let's see here. There is... Ooh, severe again to my north. 58 people. So, like I said, I don't think there's any chasers out here. And there's not that many people. There's still 58 too many people. But, we definitely want to keep an eye on this for sure. Just to see if a strong tornado does touch down out of this. But just note, this is right over southern I-63. This isn't even an I-63. Southern 163. I definitely believe that is on the ground. I believe that is on the ground. That has probably been on the ground for a while at this point. Considering how consistent that CC has been, we most likely have a strong tornado on the ground west of San Angelo. And this is now a particularly dangerous situation. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado has been observed out here west of San Angelo. Seek shelter immediately. A large confirmed tornado is on the ground now. So that is a confirmed PDS. So PDS tornado. PDS tornado warning right there. So we did just, as I went in this stream, I talked to you guys about how this environment is actually favorable of violent tornadoes here. It is a local favorable environment for violent tornadoes minus the lower level jet stream. And just like Caden was pointing out with that outflow boundary, I mean, that's going to act as, hypothetically, as a lower level jet stream. It's basically going to allow to help increase that inflow and really help to increase the overall velocity signatures and possibility of a strong tornado out of this storm. So it's no longer a possibility. It is happening. So we have a strong tornado out here to the west of San Angelo. There's 58 people inside this warning, so thankfully not that many, but still every last one of you guys need to be running to your safe spot now. This is unfortunately another one of those tornadoes, just like we saw yesterday, where you have to be seeking shelter or you may not survive this storm. Because that is a very, very strong area of rotation. Like I said, over 120, probably near 130 mile per hour winds with the upper level rotation. This is not even at the surface. So this is 2,500 feet up, which is far enough up to the point that it is a solid radar scan. But I mean, you can clearly tell, yeah, that is a strong tornado on the ground. There's a bit more of a notable debris signature for you, for those of you who really like to find the classic debris ball signature as opposed to just the pixels of debris. That is a much more well-defined debris signature for you right there. So that is a strong tornado on the ground. That is what warranted us. We actually went live just before this because I've seen this type of couplet before, and I was like, nope, we're going live. And I looked at mesoanalysis, took one look at this storm, and put two puzzles together, two pieces to the puzzle together. Also, the SPC did just issue a new mesoscale discussion, few tornadoes possible, as well as 3-inch diameter hail. So just continue to stay in your safe spot. I hope this isn't going over any homes. It should be over relatively rural areas. It did cross a road. This should just be mainly like satellite panels or solar panels or something like this. I don't imagine each one of these things are like homes or anything. At least I pray not. I imagine the homes to this are either on like the southern side or the eastern side of the warning. I don't see any like populated areas. Like I said, just about 58 people inside that warning there. So there it is. Again, there's your debris ball. You can now see the big white signature there on this, which gives it a 100% chance of a tornado being on the ground based off of radar imagery alone. It didn't have that before because the CC was light, but it was still very much valid CC for 3 scans for them to warrant an upgrade to a PDS warning. And like I said, a combination of this radar signature with combination of the velocity, with the combination of the environment, with another combination, the ZDR as well, You can see that was quite clear in the ZDR, a scan before they went PDS, as well as a spectrum width. They had a whole lot of valid information to make this a PDS tornado warning. So again, a strong to maybe even a very strong tornado here, northwest of the radar site, dead west of San Angelo. I do want to go back and check that storm. It's tornado one back out here towards Brownwood. You can see a big hook on that. That is a radar indicated storm, radar indicated area rotation as of now. Back to our PDS warning. That is still clearly on the ground. Man, that is a solid debris signature for just dust. Look at that. So still on the ground for sure. This should break up shortly. I was hoping that hook was occluding. See how that hook went from, you know, definitely very present to moving up to the north. So I was hoping that was occluding. If this isn't weaker on the next scan, this may even be a long tracker here. So I hope that this is much weaker on the next scan here. We're waiting for that new one to come through here. Okay, see, that is weaker. Okay. So most likely that is fallen apart and occluded, which is exactly what I was hoping for. What is that storm? I don't know what the heck the Romanolio storm is. Let me go back over to Connor's feed here. Just a big blob of green. He's on the storm in Brownwood. That's a radar indicated tornado warning. So again, downstream, this is most likely going to recycle with the environment that it's in. This is going to head right for San Angelo, most likely. So the outflow boundary is hit it, this is very interesting. So we have an outflow boundary here, which is very clear as day. But the other outflow boundary, which sparked up thunderstorms way more to the north, has actually impacted it as well. So this is a very unique situation. I want to see what's going to happen with this. Because this outflow boundary definitely helped to produce a strong tornado very easily. But the other outflow boundary might actually destroy this storm and destroy the hook echo. By the way, downtown Nashville is now inside a severe thunderstorm watch. This includes Lawrenceburg, Columbia, Manchester, Winchester, Crossville, Cookeville, Nashville, Murfreesboro, and Springfield, Tennessee for 70-mile-an-hour winds, frequent lightning, and the potential of up to ping pong ball sized hail, or ping pong sized hail. So this is most likely lifting. If not, it is weakened drastically. This is most likely not a strong tornado on the ground anymore. We'll see what the next scan looks like, but I'd be quite surprised if that is still on the ground. And there's a report. Law enforcement has confirmed a tornado on the ground crossing Highway 163 South. Still a debris signature on the next scan with a small couplet of rotation, and this is now the only tornado warning we have present. So this was a worst case scenario for today. Was a semi-discrete supercell forming in a volatile environment. This is like exactly where the volatile environment is too. I haven't checked if there's a better environment. Yeah, if it was more north, it would be in a ridiculous environment. But it is still in a very volatile environment for all hazards. So we'll wait for them to remove that PDS warning, which I imagine is going to happen quite briefly, as that area rotation is definitely weakened drastically. That hook echo is a lot messier, and that debris signature, like I said, is much more faint, but still very much present. Let's see here. I just want to quickly check on other storms here. We do have a supercell approaching Greenville, Texas, which is very capable of producing a tornado. Just a notable area of rotation right here. Not the best inflow, but definitely a supercell and a half approaching the Caddo Mills, Greenville, near the Campbell area, northeast of Dallas, Texas here. So take note of that. It's not tour possible right now, but that is definitely a solid enough area of rotation to call out. Not tornado warning, not tour possible. We'll see if that stays present. I wonder if that just appeared on the... Yeah, that is just starting up. That's just starting to ramp up. So I would not be surprised if they put a tour possible tag on that severe, because that has a really good look to it. Now, I believe there is a bit of a better environment out there for tornadoes, and yes, there is. So our least favorable environment for tornadoes right now is in this area here, which is very present by the lack of thunderstorm development. We only have one storm that is very messy out here. A very favorable environment for tornadoes is out ahead of this supercell. Right out here, there's a very favorable environment for tornadoes. And right back here, there's a very favorable environment for tornadoes. So that's why this storm almost produced a tornado. It may have briefly, but I haven't heard any confirmation of it. Because when it was more to the west, it was in a very, very favorable environment. Like this storm now is. So very favorable environment, and not favorable like at all. Still a present tornado threat, but not even close to as favorable as up there in northeast Texas or west central Texas, west of San Angelo. All right, let's go back out here to that PDS warning, still on the older scan there. We did get a new scan on that Greenville, Texas storm, which still shows a really good area of rotation. It's not tight like this was whatsoever. It's probably about 40, maybe 50 mile an hour weak rotation. So it's not strong enough to produce like a strong tornado or anything like that, but it's strong enough to the point where I am concerned about it, especially because of the environment it's heading into. I bet that cell merge is going to help it if that cell merge hits it, which it probably will, but not at the hook. And that storm in Greenville, Texas. So this is definitely gonna try again within the next half hour or so, probably before 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central, of course PM. So just make sure that you're preparing downstream. San Angelo, make sure you're preparing for this thunderstorm, and it is now gone all the way down to a radar indicated warning. You just saw that there. Changed from purple to red, which means it's a radar indicated tornado warning, so that's exactly what I thought they would do. So no longer a strong tornado on the ground. We definitely had a strong tornado, if not a very strong tornado, on the ground moments ago. Let's see. All right, so now that that is gonna probably attempt to recycle whilst that does whatever it's gonna do. Let me just go over the risk area today and your probabilities. We'll use this software because it should be better overall. So here's our SPC Day 1 outlook. We've got that enhanced risk for severe weather from near Little Rock. If not, I think that includes Little Rock. Yes, it does. So enhanced risk level 3 out of 5 for severe weather in Little Rock back down towards Dallas, as well as Fort Worth back towards near, very close to San Angelo, south of Clean as well, and right back up towards Shreveport, Louisiana. That's the level 3 out of 5. We have a very large slight risk for severe weather all the way from where this current tornado warning is, west of San Angelo, all the way through portions of central Louisiana near the Winfield area, all the way back up through Nashville, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, up here towards northeast Tennessee, towards Huntsville, all the way back up here into New York. This goes through central Pennsylvania, including Williamsport, all the way up towards Watertown in New York, and then back down through Buffalo, through Columbus, Ohio, back down towards Louisville and Evansville. Still going all the way back down towards western and central Texas as well. Decatur's inside that slight risk. Fort Worth's inside that enhanced risk. So we've got a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3 for severe weather. Now, the main tornado threat is out here in the enhanced risk area. We've got a 5% chance for tornadoes in this region here, and I do believe, yeah, half of that PDS warning was actually outside the 2% tornado risk. We weren't really expecting convection that far west inside that volatile of an environment, so That is the reason for the SPC not having a more western extent outlook for that. We also have a 2% that goes up towards Tennessee, Kentucky as well. That threat is really finishing. I don't think we're going to see much tornadic activity up in this area. We could still see a brief tornado as these storms move into central Tennessee. But the main area to keep a close, very close eye on is really going to be this region here. That's going to be the main tornado threat to keep an eye on. And then the wind threat, we've got a 30% wind threat across the board here inside portions of Texas. And of course, like I said, main issue is significant hail upwards of 4-inch in diameter possible today. Actually, 4-inch hail is likely. I completely forgot about that. So 4-inch hail is likely. 80-mile-an-hour winds is likely today. And then, of course, we are going to also look up here, too. On the thumbnail, we've got another little red area up here in Pennsylvania and Ohio, New York. That's because of a 2% tornado risk that's in place. I don't think we'll see much here. Matter of fact, I don't even know if we're going to see thunderstorms in there. Let me see. Okay, so the Ohio tornado threat is actually going to be tonight from about 7 p.m. all the way till about 11 p.m. Eastern. And then tomorrow, unfortunately, coverage is going to get very far and few between. I've got an extremely busy weekend. I'll say why probably on like a community post Friday night or something. Actually, I'll say why in Friday night's live stream. We will be live at some point Friday night just to talk about the severe potential. So this is tomorrow's threat for severe weather, which should be Thursday last time I checked. Let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday. So I don't think we'll have anything too crazy tomorrow in Oklahoma or Texas. I could be dead wrong. The main area I'm watching is the potential for a strong MCS up here in Nebraska going down through Kansas near the Wichita area. Damaging winds already a 30 significant hatched area up towards the Grand Isle area west of Lincoln, Nebraska. And the hail threat is also a 30 hatched and a large 15 hatched area for tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be playing the monitoring game kind of like I did today. We really didn't start live streaming until things really kicked off. I'm expecting thunderstorms to rapidly develop between 6 and 7 p.m. tomorrow night Eastern time. I will probably be live right at that time frame. Honestly, if it's that late, like right after supper, right after 5, 6 p.m., I will probably just live stream most of that threat. So yeah, we'll see about that. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, those are the days with the most uncertainty in terms of our live streams on this channel. But we do already have a marginal risk. I expect this to be upgraded to a slight risk, possibly for near the St. Louis area, but more importantly for up here in Indiana and Illinois. I do believe we will have the threat for a couple weak tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail all up in that area based off the model runs that I've seen. So we'll see if they end up upgrading that, but right now it looks pretty interesting on Friday up towards the northern Midwest. Then we go into Saturday, and unfortunately Saturday has the same potential as yesterday's severe weather threat. I do think we're going to end up with the risk for strong tornadoes, especially if the capping breaks. We may end up with a much higher tornado threat than even yesterday's threat. It could be even higher than yesterday's. So depends on what the capping does for tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but for Saturday. Saturday's environment is extremely, extremely favorable for tornadoes. And Sunday, it looks like the exact same environment is going to continue eastward, except for the capping will not be present. So Saturday could have a strong tornado threat, but Sunday already has a strong tornado threat with it because that capping is not going to be much of an issue until the latter half of Sunday night. So Saturday, Sunday both look like big outbreak potential days in my eyes, as well as meteorologists across the country. So make sure you guys are hyper weather aware if you live anywhere from southeastern Kansas, central Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, all the way back through most of Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. I do think the greatest severe weather threat is probably going to set up immediately in front of the cold front. So we'll probably be looking at generally right out in front of the cold front area for the highest severe probabilities. It is still far enough out to the point where a lot is going to change. So The exact areas that will have the heaviest impacts is still yet to be determined for this is Sunday's threat. So just make sure you're hyper weather aware. They will be changing the outlooks frequently, and we will most likely end up with a back-to-back moderate, or at least an enhanced risk on Saturday and a moderate Sunday. That is really what I'm expecting, a back-to-back moderate. With the model runs that I've seen, unless we have, which we probably will have, major downtrends. I mean, let me just show y'all. Let me just show you guys. Let me just show y'all. So here's the stupidly volatile environment we're going to be dealing with Saturday. A very large warm sector with the potential of, on this particular model, in this model run, at least, violent tornado potential. Now, that does not mean we will see... Why did I just draw like a P? That does not mean we will see violent tornadoes. Why? Because of one big factor, the capping. So it matters big time. If we have an uncapped environment at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to be in big trouble out there in Oklahoma, into Arkansas, Kansas, and Texas. But if that capping holds, it shouldn't be that much of an issue. You'll also see, in particular, the NAM model has a worst case scenario with a fully uncapped environment in place. I believe this is, at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which allows for a very volatile environment for all significant hazards in place. And then as we go into Sunday, like I said, that environment is going to continue as we go into Sunday with a much larger warm sector and a much larger uncapped environment for tornadoes. So both days look like big outbreak potential. In my opinion, a lot's going to change, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, because I'm not the SPC or anything, so that's just my opinion. But I do think both days, Saturday and Sunday, will be the same potential, if not bigger, than yesterday's severe weather threat. And it sucks that it happens on those 2 days, because I may not be able to cover that much on either one of the days. But we did just get a report. Is that of 80 or is that of 60? I believe that's 60. 67 mile an hour wind report, 66.7 mile an hour wind report out here west of Brownwood. So that is now destructive, actually, for hail, and not considerable, shockingly, for wind. So 60 mile an hour winds, 2.75 inch hail, and Connor is on that. So let's see. Oh, you better run, Carl. Carl, what the heck? Connor, Connor, you better run. Ooh. Brownwood, a little area of rotation trying to form there. That is far from the radar and probably hail contamination. It's on the other radar site too. So see how we're scanning right through the hail core? Our radar's up here. Oh, you can't see it. It's right there at the edge of this screen. Gracious. Right at the edge of the screen. So it's looking right through that hail core. So it's probably not that good of an area of rotation, but I wouldn't be shocked if that goes worn very shortly. It's already tore possible. What is this storm doing out here? I haven't looked at this in a second. Still a really good area of rotation, not tore possible. I mean, that is still a broad area of green and red, so I'm kind of surprised they don't have a tore possible on that. And they did just take off. Holy crap, why did they take off that warning? Dude, are you kidding me? That could ramp up so fast, it's ridiculous. Why did they take that warning off? Look at that. That could ramp up in a second. I'm shocked. This has already produced a strong, if not very strong, tornado before. So I am blown away they took that off. And actually, we're at a destructive severe for hail. All right. I did see some comments here that I want to read. Are you seeing that beastly supercell near Sterling City, Texas? Welcome, Newfoundland and Isabel as well. I need to welcome everyone to the stream. So yeah, we've already tracked that one. We're still tracking it. I just wanted to do a quick briefing about everything. Yeah, go to the current tornado one. Yep, I already saw that. I did see that. Let's see here. I'm very shocked we don't have a warning on this. What the heck? This is gonna rapidly develop again. Look, here we go. Exactly the same reason why I went live before. We're going again. And this one's gonna go right towards probably southwestern San Angelo. But honestly, I think it's gonna stay southwest of San Angelo because of this outflow boundary. Unless this can punch through the outflow boundary, this should have a direct track. Like, this should be very easy to see exactly where this tornado is going to go. So it should go directly towards Tankersley. That is about the most Texas name I think I've ever heard. So this is going to be an imminent tornado at any given second. Next scan, we're probably going to see either no rotation or a fat area rotation. Yeah, Sunday, honestly, Saturday and Sunday look like the biggest potential I've seen in a while. Bigger than yesterday. Like yesterday's potential, I saw that through the roof. That looked crazy, and it was crazy. But Saturdays and Sundays potential both look like big, big days. So my fingers are crossed that they downtrend because I'm going to be very busy the weekend. So I really pray that it downtrends fast. Yeah, so these winds are going to ramp up quick. That outflow boundary is now latched onto the storm. So this thing's got a double outflow boundary, buddy. If I'm out here in San Angelo, Tankersley, Texas, I would be getting my safe spot ready now, just in case this storm with a really solid area of strong rotation heads towards my location. Now, the reason why I say strong rotation, here comes your tornado warning. The reason why I say strong rotation is because this is already 100-mile-an-hour rotation because of those inflows. Here comes that tornado warning. We should hear that issued shortly. I hope my program works today because it doesn't like me today.
Tornado warning for South Central Sterling County in West Central Texas, Northwestern Tom Green County in West Central Texas, Northeastern Irion County in West Central Texas, Irion, Sterling, and Tom Green County in Texas.
So not as strong of an area of rotation, but still rotation near 90 miles per hour there. So still strong enough to produce a tornado, which is why they've tornado warned that. And like I said, I hope and I think this outflow boundary is going to keep it south of San Angelo. Like I said, we've got 2 outflow boundaries attached to this supercell, and it's in a very volatile environment. So this has a very good chance of producing a strong tornado over the next hour here as it moves southeast. And it's probably going to go right towards Tankersley, if not barely off to the south, if that outflow boundary continues to push southward like I really hope it does, because we do not need this going into San Angelo. Yeah, that is already really rotating. All right, I do want to briefly go check this thunderstorm. Not this one, this one. Okay, that area of rotation did break apart. That was probably a brief area of spin, but most likely not anything that was capable of producing a tornado. Still a good area of rotation, even that far away from the radar site. We've got a classic unwarned supercell out here in Greenville, Texas, which has really been ramping up over the last 6 scans. So make sure you are, make sure you guys are getting very close to your safe spot. Make sure you're right next to your safe spot. If I'm in Lone Oak, I am getting ready to seek shelter immediately. So we'll just wait and see if they end up issuing a tornado warning. There is no tornado warning outside of this one, just to the west of Tankersley, which is southwest of San Angelo, Texas. All right, let's go back over here. Take a look at the new NAM model. Now, like I said, College of DuPage is down for anyone who uses College of DuPage. It is currently down. They're experiencing issues, and many other radar sites are as well. Now, that area of rotation fell apart fast, so that's good news. It's still present. I mean, it's still 80-mile-an-hour rotation, but it did fall apart relatively quick there. And I do want to check the NAM model. NAM 70. Jeesh. Alright, how much cap am we talking about? Surface cap. Surface basin. We are fully uncapped in the most volatile environment on Saturday. Dang. That's rough. Sheesh. Wow. 6,000 instability uncapped. Ooh, whoa. That is a big temperature dew point spread, though. And you've got dry air intrusion, too. Maybe a little bit too low. That is definitely not the best sounding I've seen from the NAM. Not even close. Hold on. Let me take a look at this product. There we go. That temperature dew point spread is notable. 15 in some spots. We'll see. We'll see what happens, though. It's still far enough out to the point where that could completely uptrend, or I hopefully hope that it will downtrend. We are at a tornado warning now. We're still at destructive, but we got the tornado warning. So just let me really quick show you guys tomorrow's severe threat on the HRRR. So here's tomorrow's outlook. We've got the enhanced risk up here in Nebraska. We're expecting rapid supercellular development and rapid linear development too. So we shouldn't have that big of a tornado threat, but it's still going to be present, especially embedded tornadoes throughout most of the night. The main time frame for the peak severe event looks to be 9 p.m. all the way through 4 a.m. Eastern time. And then out here towards Oklahoma, it's a very conditional tornado threat. There's a lot of uncertainty in Texas and Oklahoma's severe threat for tomorrow. We'll see how clustered the storms are, but there may be a risk for an isolated conditional strong tornado threat north and also west of OKC. But at the moment, it doesn't look the most impressive, but see if we get a discrete thunderstorm like that, we're going to have probably a repeat of that 5% in southwest Oklahoma the other week. So we'll see how volatile is this environment. It should be very, very, yeah, very favorable. Very favorable. Exactly what I thought. Let's go back to that tornado warning. Ooh, you ramped up fast, huh? Look at that. Right back with a gate-to-gate area rotation, but it's considerably weaker. So it's more gate-to-gate, but it's considerably weaker. We're down to 70. So we started at like 110 mile an hour rotation. On this scan, we were at 110. At this scan, we were at 95. This scan, we were down to 70. And now we are down to still about 70. But still a really good area of rotation present. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Caden. That's what I was questioning. If that northern, like the southern outflow boundary, like I said, that's the main reason why this thing produced a strong tornado. But this northern boundary that's moved south, I wonder if that's going to take up the ingredients and this storm could just fall apart or end up doing something like this and just being a hail core and small wind threat. Because that's kind of what killed this storm. Not only did it, or tornado, not only did the hook occlude, but the boundary also slammed into that area of rotation, which completely cut off its inflow. And now it's a bit more south, so you can still see the big clear slot for inflow out here, which the clear slot is normally this large here. Normally we have a big area of inflow, but I feel like that outflow boundary is cutting it off. I don't know if it would, though. I'm not a professional when it comes to outflow boundaries, but I do know a decent amount about them. All I know is that this thing is dead. This thing is falling apart. It's barely rotating now. Alright, let's go back over to this cell here in Brownwood. Big hail and damaging winds with this one in Brownwood, Texas. Connor is chasing inside the thunderstorm at the moment. So if he manages to see anything really interesting, I will show y'all. Finally, we can take a breath. We still have a tornado warning, but it doesn't look impressive. We'll still go to that so that we all know that it's active out there west of San Angelo. So if you guys are just tuning in, if you could real quick hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new with the notification bell set to all, and share this stream with as many people as you can. Northern Outflow boundary cutting off its inflow. That's what I was talking about. Yep. So welcome Isabel, Severe Weather Lover, Caden, Catman, Indiana, Proxy, Drew, James, Ratter, Newfoundland. Let's see, Chip, Brooklyn Legacy, if I didn't already say, y'all. Dog Plays, Pete. Let's see. Mary, Ken. Glad to see all y'all in here. Samuel Wilkinson. And everyone else who's watching the live stream may not be chatting. How close are we? Glad to see you guys all in here for another live stream. By the way, for those who may be wondering, currently the Greenfield, Iowa tornado has been preliminarily rated EF3. I anticipate that to climb to probably either a high in DF3 or maybe a low in DF4. I'm not a professional in engineering at all, so that's why I always leave it up to the National Weather Service, and I don't like to discuss ratings because I'm not good at it at all. But just based off the damage I've seen, it's probably going to be up there in either the EF3 status or low in EF4. So we'll see. For those of you who may be saying the rating doesn't matter, because I've said that before, when a tornado is ongoing, the rating does not matter whatsoever, because all you should be focusing on is helping the people and the you know, what town's been hit, where you need to be focusing search and rescue and relief efforts at. And then after it happens, once things are started to clear up and everything's, you know, at least noted, then the surveying begins, and then that survey really does matter, because when a tornado occurs, you know, there's some extensive research that goes into, you know, what happens, how it's occurred, especially if it's in a terrible environment. You guys may not see the research that the National Weather Service has done, and some of it, if not most of it's not even put out publicly. But I guarantee you they are going to be analyzing that, the Dow scans for probably a week. I wouldn't say weeks, but multiple days to probably about a week. And this is now a confirmed tornado warning, so a tornado's been observed. This has to be from Chaser or something. Weather spotters confirmed a tornado. That must have been at some point when this was really strong, like wanted either this scan, this scan, this scan, or maybe this scan. I would be blown away if it was the last two scans here. The most likely scan was probably one of these two. When I said, why is this not warned? That's probably the most likely scans of when a chaser saw a tornado on the ground. We'll see if that report comes through. That's the old report right there from the other tornado that occurred with this storm. Let's see. New Meso analysis is in, and the environment has gotten more favorable over the last hour out in front of this supercell, as well as out in front of that supercell in northeast Texas. Is that still not tour possible? I am surprised. I get that it's far away from the radar site, but most of the time when you see a classic supercell and it has at least some velocities, you're gonna see the National Weather Service issue a tour possible severe, but I guess it's too clustered for them to do that. Interesting. Okay, see, now here's the real question. Is this outflow boundary going to drag this one with it away? And this storm may still be tornadic, but I don't know exactly how tornadic that would be, because that outflow boundary was very crucial to this thunderstorm's lower level jet. So I wonder if this is going to take our other outflow boundary that helped produce two tornadoes away. So we've got outflow boundary 1 and we have outflow boundary 2. and we have supercell with confirmed tornado. And this boundary's moving south-southwest. This boundary's moving east, and the supercell's moving east. This was attached into the inflow area of the supercell, but it looks to be no longer attached. So I'm interested to see if, like I said, that boundary here, just go back a few, if this boundary, the pink one, is actually going to take this one, starting to turn it south with it, or not. Very interesting supercell. A lot of analysis to do on this one. Which I haven't even done a 3D scan. Let me go back to when this thing was producing a strong tornado. See if we can see the tornado here. Yep, quite clear as day right there. You can't actually see the tornado, but you can clearly see at least the main portion of the wall cloud right here. So there you go. That's where you had a tornado on the ground. It was likely a small stovepipe. I don't think it was anything massive. Also, watching this cell to the west, it doesn't have as much help. Not only is it not in the best environment because this storm's taking up all of it, but also it does not have a outflow boundary. So I don't know if that one's going to do much. Yeah, look at those outflow boundaries. You can see it on the 3D, of course. If you're wondering why the heck this looks like a staircase, it is because of the radar beam. We are right at the radar site. Your radar site is right here at my cursor. So we are right at the radar. I didn't see how high this lofted debris. I imagine it wasn't very high at all, considering how weak the, or how little it hit. At most, you're talking like 4,000 feet up. For that other tornado. That air rotation is still very much gone. I really feel like that yeah, that's taking the outflow boundary with it. Look at that. So both of those outflow boundaries are retreating. That's probably going to hurt that thunderstorm's tornadic chances. Okay, so it was when this tornado was most likely occluding. There was most likely a tornado on the ground at this scan, and then it was occluding, and a chaser caught it. Storm chaser video showing a tornado on the ground, location estimated via radar. Let's go back out to our other storm. No longer a destructive severe. They just disextended that, so that's good news. It's now warned for 1.5-inch hail and 60 mile-an-hour winds. So these are no longer significant severes. Honestly, I don't see a lot of potential with today. Ever since these storms fired, they have looked garbage. With the exception of the one to the west and 1 hour of the storm towards Brownwood now. Like, on the models, these things looked way more impressive on model runs. And the environment is really, really a volatile environment for extremely large hail and damaging winds. And, of course, like I said, a brief tornado risk as well. But what time is it? So it's 5. That's going to be 21Z. I think your main storms are going to be those supercells in West Texas. I don't really see a lot more happening with this stuff here. I still wouldn't rule out a brief tornado, some large hail, and damaging winds, but most likely your main event is going to start here, and then it's going to track eastward across some of that enhanced risk and die out as it leaves the enhanced risk. And then we do have this messy cluster up here. It's what this enhanced risk is for. Ooh, totally an enhanced risk for large hail out here in Arkansas. Or is it for damaging winds? It might be for winds. Oh, it's for both. It's for both. Ooh, so much hail and wind. Yikes. This is your messy cluster out here in Greenville going east. So if you're up here north of Dallas, these are your main storms. Oh, look. Literally was just making fun of a storm and it went severe. That's wild. Poor possible too. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Wow. Man, it took that offensively, didn't it? Yep, look at that. You've got a supercell here. An embedded supercell. It's very difficult to see because of how far it is from the Shreveport radar. But definitely a hook echo present out there in Hope and Perrytown, Arkansas. So if you guys are here in Hope, Perrytown, Oak Haven, Prescott, Washington, make sure you guys are indoors, away from doors and windows, and close to your safe spot just in case this gets tornado warned shortly. It is tornado possible already. And now this storm's moving into a radar hole, so I really can't say much about it still rotating, but it still has at least a supercellular look to it, but not nearly as impressive as what it was before. Which it was never tornado warned in the past. Where's the radar set over here? I swear we had one towards, like, Santa Ana, or is it just a fat radar hole out here? Oh, okay, it's just a big radar hole. Got it! Thought we had a radar out here. I guess not. There's Connor. He's going southeast ahead of this storm. Honestly, he may want to move west. He may want to get to, like, Brady, Texas. Because I think this stuff's just going to be a hot mess for the next 2 hours until it eventually dies out. Oh, hey. A chaser I know was on this one. He's the one who reported a very photogenic Sidewinder. Wow. That is very impressive. So this was a very photogenic Sidewinder tornado out here in Texas. It's still observed, too. I'm going to quickly go check his feed because I follow him. Let's see what he has out here. Let's see. Check this. Ah, okay. He's not live at the moment. Got it. He's not live for the whole public. It's kind of like a members-only stream. Let's see. That looks impressive again. Storm out in front of the storm looks impressive. Decent supercell look to this one as well. Not as impressive as the one way further west out here with the confirmed warning, but still something. Can't tell if it's rotating at all. Oh, look at that. Storm firing off the double outflow boundary. Look at that right there. That's a storm for you. So the reason how I know that's a storm, look at the outflow boundary. See how the outflow boundary has no CC along anywhere? Along that outflow boundary, actually, we'll switch to this. So your outflow boundary is here. Right there is your outflow boundary. And see how there's no CC along that outflow boundary? You don't see anything. Or there's too much CC. There's not a higher value CC is what I mean to say. And then you can tell there's a big red blob right there, which indicates a storm. So that means that there's rain falling out here. So we've got some rain ongoing along that outflow boundary. And I wonder if this is going to merge with this supercell or not. Because honestly, like I said, the only reason why this was able to produce a strong tornado was because of the outflow boundary. It's in a very favorable environment, minus the lower level wind shear, which is a crucial part to these storms. I don't feel like this is going to have that much of a tornado threat now that that outflow boundary is gone. Look at this. Outflow boundary mayhem. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 outflow boundaries now, unless those are showers. Nope, those are outflow boundaries. They may even, one of those might even be a front, actually. Yeah, that's trying to pick up in rotation towards Mullen and Center City in Texas. Is it toward possible? No. I'm not surprised with that. I want to see if that is a front. No. Actually, one may be a dry line. There may be a dry line that you can see from radar. It should be right about here-ish. Nope, a little bit more west. So that might be the dry line right there that you see. Maybe. Yep. And then, like I said, Saturday, Sunday look so impressive. That's a new warning. Unless that's an extension. Okay, that's going to be Arkansas. That's going to be Arkansas. Not shocked with that due to the supercellular look of this storm. I insulted it too much. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my fault. My fault. I made fun of it. It does have a good southern
Tornado
supercellular
warning
look,
for
like right here.
northeastern Hempstead County in southwestern Arkansas, central Nevada County in southwestern Arkansas, Hempstead and Nevada County in Arkansas.
So there's your air rotation right over Hope, Arkansas. There's a chance we have cams on this. Oops. So southwest Arkansas. So here's a live look from Arkansas. iDriveArkansas.com here. This is in Hope. This is in Hope. So we're gonna switch to this just briefly. This is in Hope, right where our area rotation is. So I don't think we're gonna be able to see anything with the low camera quality from here. But at least we have a camera. We also have more cameras too. Let me just show y'all. So our area of rotation is in downtown Hope. And our camera is just to the north. Like our tornado, if we have one, would be right here. Right there, if we had a tornado. And our camera's up here. So it's not right where our tornado would be. We also have another camera paralleling that as well. There's a few cameras along I-30 out here. But this one's moving east, so we should probably look at the camera while we have it. Because we probably won't have it for long. By the way, that one in San Angelo is no longer confirmed. It's not even warned anymore. So again, this is a live look just barely north of Hope along Interstate I-30 in Arkansas, where the only active tornado warning is present. Here's if you look above my face cam, a look at the radar imagery. We have a broad area of red and green generally around the area of Hope, with a hook echo very present, so you can see that winds are wrapping around the thunderstorm. So basically, long story short, it means that there's a good area of inflow. And with the velocities present this far away from the radar site and just the general look of the supercell and the thunderstorm, they've gone ahead and pulled the tornado warning on that, which is not a bad idea at all, considering what we've already seen out in Texas today. I do want to take a quick peek here. So I'm going to push y'all back to the tornado warning storm just so I could take a look at Connor's feed. He doesn't know what he's doing right now. I think he should go west, but we'll see what he does. There is a favorable environment for about the next hour, quite favorable environment for about the next hour out here in Arkansas, south central Arkansas, where this storm is present. All right, back to that camera now. See, filled over parts of Ohio. Let me see. Let me see here. Yep. We got to wait for that front to push through. If you loop the satellite imagery, you can see the front is hitting that CU field right now. And because of that, those are going to start turning into bubblers at any second. Actually, we already have our first storm firing in southwest Ohio, southeastern Indiana. So those are already going. Again, this is a live look out here in just to the north of Hope in southwestern Arkansas, where we have a tornado warning. Very difficult to see. Thank you for your radar coverage, Isabel. Much appreciated. Fantastic radar you have here. I blame you. Let's see if the Little Rock one has anything better. Not at all. Man. Oh. Report of 1.75 inch hail out here in Weatherford, west of Weatherford. 13 minutes ago from Broadcast Media. Golf ball sized hail. Yeah, that outflow boundary is completely leaving the supercell in San Angelo. But we are, if you look above my face cam, we are about to see a cell merge. I wonder if that may be able to help with the tornadic side of this storm. So it might have one last wind to it before it probably just becomes a hailer and a wind threat. Well, now it's even worse. Now you decided to just, get rid of your radar coverage. Like, what happened here? We had a good radar all the way up to this area here towards Mineral Springs, and then you just corrupted the whole thing. At least we could see it. Now we can't even see the thing. Now we don't even know the structure of the thunderstorm. Still radar indicated. Man. That is, I just can't help but look at Saturday, Sunday. I mean, it looks crazy. So again, live look out here just north of Hope along I-30 in southwestern Arkansas where a tornado warning is active. Just a lot of rain, maybe a bit of wind. I do want to see if a camera more to the northeast is better. Similar deal, some rain, a lot of rain, little wind. A lot of rain, little wind. Seems to be the story across these cams. We don't have one directly in the area of rotation. This is the closest we can get to. Monday's going to be what now, Ben? Monday doesn't look big at all. Why? Because it moves into my neck of the woods. Ooh, actually, it looks really good for the deep south. Looks really good just to the southeast of Isabel and Shreveport. Let me see what the... Models are very confident in an outbreak on Saturday night. And then another one Sunday night. And then Monday, they kind of break up, but we could see a few tornadoes all the way from Kentucky down to southeast Texas. And then Tuesday, we still have a risk for severe storms, but it should be coastal. And then after that, we're still going to have stretches of isolated severe weather. But I don't see any, after this, after Tuesday, I don't see any notable severe threat in the near future. So I do think that we are leaving the prime tornado season this year. But it's gonna go out with a bang. It is. And we're still going to see tornadoes in June too. The main tornado season should be pretty close to done after Tuesday. We'll probably move into high plains action. All right, I'm getting tired of looking at rain. So there's your radar. Out there in Hope, Arkansas, southwest Arkansas. So we are continuing to watch that, and we'll keep an eye on it. That is our only active tornado warning at the moment. Let's see. All right. Let's go back to our storm in San Angelo. It's not San Angelo, this one is. I still don't see anything crazy with it, but this cell merge just might be acting kind of like an outflow boundary. And it might increase this storm's tornado potential in about 15, 20 minutes here. As we go towards like 5:50, 6 o'clock Eastern. So we'll watch that very, very close. And these storms, I just don't see much with them. This one is definitely died out in terms of any tornado potential. What about this one? It'd be nice if we could see it. It just doesn't look that impressive. I'm going to quickly see if I can get an update from Connor Warner over here. And he's just on this storm. So if he sees anything, I'll let y'all know. He's got a big cloud. That's about it. Whoa. Is this tour possible? No. There is a few little areas of spin up here in Tennessee. Look at that. They all have hooks, too. Wow, look at that. Hook 1, hook 2, and hook 3. So there's an embedded cell here with an area of rotation, embedded cell here with an area of rotation, and embedded cell here with an area of rotation. 3 areas to watch up here. This is going towards Gainesboro, Northeast Tennessee. Still tour possible in Pennsylvania, but we can't really see it at all. And these are just wind bags with a bit of hail. Nothing north of me. Or there's something north of me, but nothing around me, technically. Just keep an eye on this one in San Angelo. It could easily ramp up somewhere in this general area and move barely to the south of San Angelo. Knowing our luck, it's probably going to take out the San Angelo radar site. When will you get storms? Late. Let me see if I got a better run here. You'll probably see storms about 7 o'clock tonight, your time. So about 2 hours from now. Hail and winds will be the main issue, but can't fully rule out a brief nadir. What is the 18Z HRRR say for tomorrow? Because I wasn't able to see that thanks to College DuPage going down. Oh wow, it has a discrete discrete supercell in southwestern Oklahoma and a discrete supercell in south central Kansas. That would be an issue. What about in north central plains here? In Nebraska. Yay, derecho again! Woohoo! Oh man. I am not covering another derecho. I refuse. I will track it for probably about, what is tomorrow? Thursday? Okay, actually, I can track a bit on Thursday. Friday's my issue. Yeah, Friday looks crazy too. Not nearly as bad as other days, but I mean, there's definitely a favorable environment for a brief tornado as well as hail and wind. Northern Indiana, northeastern Illinois will probably be the hot spot for that. We'll see if anything develops in the evening hours on Friday. All right. Should I even look at the NAM 3K for Friday? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it so y'all don't have to. Let's see how many supercells this thing has firing off. We still have a tornado warning up here in Arkansas. I just want to go and switch to the correct radar for that. Oh, wait, there really isn't one. We got to use the worst radar ever, the Shreveport radar. Still radar indicated warning there. For Hope pointing northeast in Arkansas. Yeah, maybe a severe threat in south central Missouri, southwest of the St. Louis area towards the late afternoon, evening hours for Friday. Probably a windbag with that. We'll see. And what about Texas? Normally stuff pops off in Texas. Some rain showers. Nothing over the top at all. Now, what about for me? I bet I probably have like a weak thunderstorm. Yep, rain. Rain. What a downtrend, man. What a downtrend. Jeez. Oh, that's a hold on. That's a supercell to my south. If only I had a little bit more lower level shear and a bit lower temperatures. That would be fun. Alright. What's Connor up to? Looks elevated right now. Well, not elevated, but no imminent tornado. I'm still watching this one in San Angelo. Is the radar not updated in forever? Because I swear it's looked the same. It's just looked the exact same for like 4 scans. It's definitely going to take a bit longer for this to try to ramp up. So it's probably going to be just after 6 Eastern. Ooh, was that? Preliminary survey of an EF2 tornado that hit just north of Des Moines, northern Des Moines. It actually did touch the ground in northwestern Des Moines towards Webster. It's been rated EF2, 135, 2 injuries. Tracked 41 miles? Wow. On the ground for 35 minutes. That's a decent long tracker there. Oh, by the way, I never updated you guys on the debris, but there was debris lofted 175, around the realms of 175 miles away from the Greenfield tornado. There was debris found on the border of south central Minnesota and northeastern Iowa. So basically, let me just do a measurement for you. From this general vicinity all the way up to as far north as that area. I think Greenfield's a little bit, yeah, more southwest. So there you go. From Greenfield, generally somewhere around this vicinity here. Could have been anywhere between 160 and 180 miles. 160 to 190, actually. So far. Point is, debris was found far from where the tornado actually occurred. yesterday, of course. So this thing's going to attempt to ramp up. We'll see if it can succeed on doing that or not. So I just really want to wait and see if it does. Abilene, you should be good. Where's Abilene? Abilene. Isolated thunderstorms later on today. You're not in the main threat. Some small hail, maybe some isolated damaging winds in about, depending on where this storm goes, but probably in about 30 minutes or so. More like 50, actually. More like 50, yeah. More like 50 minutes we should have a storm nearing Abilene. But it shouldn't be that big at all. Yeah, it's this one right here.
Tornado warning for East Central Mills County in Central Texas, Mills County in Texas.
Oh, that's probably Connor's storm.
Okay. Hey, what's that doing back there, Ben? Yeah.
Tornado warning.
Yeah.
I say we keep going east. Go east a
In a
little bit.
second.
We're getting the rain now.
Can you see it?
I just see the
Nader warning.
Okay, hold on. Maybe like a quarter of a second. Right?
Tried to be a little bowl.
Yeah, whoa, I still see it, Ben. It's interesting, right?
We're
there.
probably going to get NAD. I'm betting on an ad in about 2 minutes.
Here, I'm going east.
We're getting
Trying to
just
drop.
about rain now.
5:50 my time. We're going to get NAD.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me just say it real quick.
Definitely trying.
We're totally not going to get NAD because Connor didn't put ads on his live stream
Wow,
this
that's
time.
strong. Just started north.
That's why I said that we got an
We're
ad
good
like
to go
seconds
east a little
later.
bit.
So if you look above my face cam, this is the area
It's
that we're
literally
watching
gonna-
for an area rotation. Notice that dot right there is Connor.
Yeah, it's literally
So
gonna pass right
that's
in
why
front of us.
Connor's
We might-
I don't know
running.
if we want to go any further.
Very rain-wrapped
I think
area
it'll go-
of
I think it'll go
circulation.
Right over Goldblade.
One of
Look,
those,
look, see, look. It'll probably go right over.
one of those dive south.
So we'll see if we see anything on Connor's feed.
Well, it's going east of us now, so we should be pretty safe from here.
Just want to face it with the camcorder for a second.
See if we can
Can't
find
see a thing.
anything there.
No.
We gotta get ahead of the rain if we want to see anything.
He's gonna. The only thing is, this is probably gonna cell merge with the storm in front of it. It doesn't have much clear
Oh,
air
grunge like this?
at all. So if it can succeed on a cell merge, this could quite easily produce a tornado. And if it doesn't succeed with that cell merge, then it's not gonna be an issue.
Moving slow.
It has managed to go a bit more south than I was anticipating, so it is in a locally better, but still not the best environment.
It's so hard.
It's just pure grunge right here.
Your grunge.
If they see anything, I will pull their feed back up if I see that they see something on their feed. Still at least a broad area rotation, most likely. That's not in the right spot, is it? Okay, no, it is. Probably still at least some little area rotation out here south of Prescott in Arkansas. So we'll monitor that. That's still warned here for the next 10 minutes. Is there a radar up here? Do you guys not have a... Oh, okay. Never mind. The Nashville radar is close enough. I'm a bit surprised this doesn't have a Tor possible on it. I guess it's just a big wind bag. This is either going to develop an area rotation or it's going to have some big winds with it. Probably upwards of 65, 70. And we should get a view of it from this camera in Clay County, MA. Why is it freaking foggy? It's actually some rain. But we should get a good view of that shortly. There's also ones in Gainesboro, Tennessee. This is probably facing, yeah, east, southeast, so wrong way. Let's go back over here. Yeah, this is probably going to ramp up right over the radar site. But it's going to be impossible to tell if it has a good area rotation or just a small area rotation. We do have chasers on this, so that's the good news. If something does happen out here, southwest of San Angelo, Texas, we should know. Whoa. Don't you attach back to that hook, Echo, buddy. Get this out of here. This outflow should be gone. We got to make sure that outflow boundary stays south of the hook, because that's what helped it produce 2 tornadoes before. Yeah, good luck seeing this storm. Oh, we got an ad. I got an ad. It was 2 minutes after I said. So. This is going to cell merge, and it's going to be a big Wayne Wapped area of rotation. Okay, that also looks like a bit of a supercell. Maybe a miniature supercell out here in Texas, Northeast Texas. I don't see any solid area rotation with that. Just some general green and red. But they did warn that for 1.25 inch hail and 60 mile-an-hour winds. And that is in a good environment, too, like I said. Yeah, this looks like it's becoming more of a windbag and less of a tornado concern. A couple minutes ago, there was multiple areas of weak rotation along this area, or along this storm, and now it just looks like it's becoming a big windbag with winds about 65, 70 miles per hour towards the surface. This one from Gainesboro, Tennessee. I hope they turn the camera. What way would we need this? West. We're looking southeast, so it's very much useless right now. This one's looking northeast, so it's also useless. Man, we probably won't get a good view of this thing. What about this one, which is in Dawson Branch? Southwest. This one's getting hit here in Carthage. Hey, this is the camera that got destroyed last time. A big windbag we had up here. Let's see. So tail. Yeah, there's not too much in Pennsylvania. The main one to watch is in northern PA. This one here, as it moves up towards New York, should move generally in this direction. Everything else is just isolated thunderstorms with some lightning. Nothing too crazy. Let's wait for this to load. I can't tell if there's anything going on in here. So all we can really do is look at this one in San Angelo, and you can see broad velocities in this general area here. So we'll wait and see if that increases shortly or not. See you later, Lexi. Have a great rest of your day. Have fun. I will be live again tomorrow if you can make it to tomorrow's live stream. If not, that's fine. I really wasn't expecting you to be in any live streams, so. Let me go back over here. We got something new. Ooh, severe watch. That might just be for Isabel. That might just be, and it is. It is. That's a big severe watch. That's because this one's expiring in 4 minutes. So there's your new severe watch. In 4 minutes, this will be a severe watch that, of course, remains in effect for a lot longer. All the way until, let's see here. Get rid of this thing. 2.5-inch hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds, tornado or 2 possible. Till midnight tonight, Eastern, 11 p.m. local, which is Central. So I'm just watching both of these broad areas of green and red. Nothing over the top at the moment, but definitely worth keeping an eye on just in case. So we'll continue to monitor it. I'll let y'all know if I see anything, but I can only see so much from radars. Nevada? What? Significant tree damage in Story County, Nevada. Nevada. Is that Iowa? I feel like that's Iowa. Remember we had a name in Iowa named Nevada? I feel like that's what it is. Is there a Cambridge around here? See if we find a Cambridge. Yep. I thought so. I saw Nevada and I thought that was the state Nevada. But I remembered from yesterday that we had this town in Iowa. So that's tree damage from the tornado that just got rated EF2 moments ago. Let's go back over here. Now considerable for San Angelo. So if you're in San Angelo, I recommend being in your safe spot, but at least stay away from doors and windows and stay close to your safe spot just in case. Greenfield preliminary EF3 and is subject to change. Will change. Somerset, New Jersey, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, New England, Somerset, Iowa, Nebraska, Nova Scotia, North Carolina, Omaha. It's in Omaha too. Texas, that's probably the one you're talking about, maybe. If so, you're perfectly fine. I'm not expecting severe weather out there. Rain showers possible, but we're not expecting severe weather. Ooh, another close lightning strike to a radar site. This is only 700 yards away. Yikes. Well, here's a radar site. Let's see precisely how far it is. It's generally 720 yards away from the radar site. That's a close one. Alright, here's a look at Connor Croft's feed from the Radar Mega app. Yes, we have rights to this. He's getting pounded by hail right now. Looks like about pea-sized, if I had to guess. I don't think it's that big of hail. At the most, this is probably quarter. I'd be very surprised if it's any bigger. Somerset where, Zachary? I already looked at Texas. Yeah, look at all that hail. This is insider tornado warning in Central Texas for, honestly, I don't even know where. Galtway, maybe? Still a broad meso on this in Douglasville, Texas. No longer warned in Arkansas, thankfully. Not even severe anymore. Kentucky, you should be pretty good today. Probably some rain if I had to guess. Let me just look. Yeah, a lot of rain, maybe some isolated wind, maybe even some tiny hail, but nothing notable. Ooh, this camera's being slammed in Tennessee. This up here in Gainesville, was it? Gainesboro, oh my word. Turn the camera, please. Now, this camera's getting about 19 mile an hour wind gust here, upwards of 22.5. It's weird how you think, like, wind gusts are so much higher than they actually are. Like, we're so bad at judging them. What? There's a severe off to my west? That is far west, buddy. Oh, yes, model runs are coming back on, College Due page. Let's go. Yeah, really. Really, man. And then once you feel the 20 mile an hour wind gust, you're like, that must have been like 60 or 70. And then you look and it's like 20, 25. And you're like, oh my word, how the heck would 100 feel? Like, I imagine you wouldn't even be able to breathe in 100 mile an hour winds. It'll just take your breath away. Models don't have that storm in my area surviving past 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, but it's severe at 6 o'clock, so that tells you how wrong models can be sometimes. By the way, this is a camera in Gainesboro, Tennessee from Radar Omega. This is one in Clay County, EMA in northeastern Tennessee. Looks like a lot of like lower level clouds and some scud here. Look at that big chonker over there to my southwest. That is in the very higher elevations of the Appalachians. I am way out here in this general area. So that would be, I mean, geez. That would be something else. That would be a drive and a half. No thanks. No thank you. If somebody could move this camera, like just point it west, maybe even southwest, that'd be great. 1.75-inch hail reported on the southwestern side of San Angelo. Still watching for any velocities that try to come together, but I really don't see anything impressive. I want to wait until it gets past the radar to see if it's got anything to it. This storm's gotten pretty strong. I saw someone say something about Abilene. It's probably going to hit southern Abilene, most likely. And it seems like it's going to have a bit more hail and a wind threat than originally anticipated. We'll keep an eye on it and see if it weakens as it moves off to the northeast. We should get a new mesoanalysis at any second, so I should at least be able to get a grasp of what the environment looks like out here in a minute. I want to wait till the 22Z outlook or the 22Z update from mesoanalysis. Just want to keep checking back with this camera in Clay County EMA just in case. You know what? I'm going to keep it up here. I'm going to keep the one in Clay County up at the top left. The one in Gainesboro up at the top left. Oops. There you go. And then we're also going to get our storm chaser Connor Croft on here as well. This is why the Radar Omega app is great. He's lagging right now. He's lost cell reception. So this is a storm with those cameras at the top left. So, I mean, you see gusts of about 10 and 9 on both of these cameras, 9 to 10. And, I mean, it looks a lot stronger than that. And then Connor's out there in Texas on the Tornado 1 cell. Pennsylvania, the only place to watch, in my opinion, in Pennsylvania is really if you're in Williamsport North. So, generally, this area is what I'm watching in PA. Isolated damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour and isolated 1-inch hail possible. Let's see. We're getting closer to this radar site, so we should know more about it. I feel like this storm's going to be a much better cell to target than this one, because this is going to go under a cell merge. So I feel like Connor, I'm not as good at chasing as he is, but I personally would be heading for this one because it's more out in front. And I think he's trying to do that, but right now he's just being absolutely battered by wind and small hail. Still a little couplet of red and green, not anything tight to the point where I think it's an imminent tornado or anything like that. But definitely notable enough to the point where if I'm in Douglasville, I would be indoors away from doors and windows in Northeast Texas in Douglasville. Yeah, I saw that, Isabel. Yeah. About 70 miles per hour. Someone said 80. That's just a... I've already looked at that storm. It's not impressive. It's a big hailer. I'm waiting for the new meso analysis here. There it is. And still, the most favorable environment is the one right over San Angelo. The one right over San Angelo is the one with the best environment. And the environment's gotten more favorable out here for this storm, too. That's why it's tour possible. So there's a few areas to watch. And again, Northeast Texas is still very much favorable for all hazards, too. So over about the next 2 hours is peak intensity. After 8 p.m., these storms should start to die off towards more of a wind and isolated hail threat. So we'll see. Main tornado threat should really start to tamper off towards 7, 8 o'clock tonight Eastern time. We'll be here for at least another hour, 20 minutes. So make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure you have shared the stream with as many people as you can. Man. Someone just pointed out, Isabel, remember that video that Reed got? A similarity to the Andover, Kansas tornado in 1991. I just saw a video of that, and I mean, it looks like the same. And by the way, that was rated F5. Which, of course, that was when the F scale was not as advanced as what it is today. Man. Let me just do this real quick. Okay. I'm quickly just doing something, y'all. Okay. That camera is really being impacted towards Gaines. Is it Gainesville? I keep forgetting. Gainesboro, not Gainesville. Gainesboro, Tennessee. Again, that's our chaser, Connor Croft, at the top right of your screen. The camera at the this one right here where my cursor is, that's the one in Gainesboro, Tennessee. And then the one at the top left, this one is the one up here in Celia in northeastern Tennessee. And eventually, as these storms start to approach clean Texas, I'm probably going to pull this camera up too. So I guess we'll just keep that one up too. We'll have all the cameras on the left side. We're going camera mayhem today. There you go. We'll have Connor needs to be at the top right because that's our chaser. I've crowded my screen with cameras. I can't see the radar anymore. Man. The one in Gainesboro is being hit the worst at the moment. Connor's location, I don't think, is really updated in a little while. I think it updates about every couple minutes, so we'll see. The one in San Angelo does not look impressive at the moment, but it is over to, it is over the radar site. You should be able to move your cameras onto a different monitor, can you not? Yeah, I could. I can't move these, like, to the right. I'd have to take the Radar Omega side over there, but... I mean, all I have to do is just pop up a different software like that. It ain't like it's a big issue. Alright, I've got to switch radars, and this is what just about broke my computer earlier today. The software was, like, glitching out like crazy on me, so let's pray that we do not end stream here. I'm not going to try to spam click it. I'm just going to leave it there, and let's hope it loads. Because my computer was having problems with loading that software earlier today. This is now considerable here for 2-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Out here southwest of Abilene. So, honestly, the person who was in Abilene, which was... let's see... Can't even find the chat. Is it Trisha? I am so sorry. I probably butchered your name. But anyways, I think this storm's going to stay off to your south, so you may not end up with anything unless you're like south of Abilene or extreme southern Abilene in Texas. Please load radar site. I need you. We have backup radars if that doesn't want to load, but I just like my analysis radar. There's all our cams again. The one in clean Texas, we'll just close that for now. And that's the one in Gainesboro. We'll close Connor's feed too, because I already have him up on another monitor. He is on this monitor. Let's see, not this one. I don't need these sites anymore. And there's Connor. Okay, I'll keep Connor up. Whoa. Did you see how fast that scud started moving? Look at this scud. Okay, skip the Gainesville one, or Gainesboro. I got a full screen on that. That scud is hauling, buddy. We also have another one in Pickman. Ah, somebody didn't focus the camera right. Hold on, there you go. Look at that scud zooming by. It's a bit low quality, but it's hauling by. This is in Celia, northeastern Tennessee. Man, that was some crazy flying scud. Let's see what this one is. This is in Rickman, Tennessee. It's Cookieville. Woohoo! Cookieville got a nice view. Cookieville has really good view. Look at that. That is a shelf, buddy. That is a shelf and a half in Cookieville. Cookieville, Tennessee. Wow. That is very, very impressive. Oh, good. Connor's out in front of the rain now. He just updated his location. Let's see if it's on this radar site too. Yep, see? Look at that. He's now all the way out here. He teleported. He completely teleported. So he already did a core punch. Good. I'm glad he did that because that was a very smart idea. Well, that camera's being destroyed. I'm going to go just to the Cookieville one. So there's the PMA. What was that? I want to make sure I give credit. The Putnam EMA. Cookieville, I mean, Tennessee camera. Then we got this one, which is the Rickman, but we're not going to pull that up because it's... Wow, that's a strong storm, dude. That is definitely a strong storm. It's severe for what, 60? Yep, 60 mile-an-hour winds, 0.75 inch hail. Blumville, Texas. Let me see. You are in a watch, but honestly, you're in one of the areas that I think will be perfectly fine today. There's a lack in ingredients in Central Texas. Right here, there's a nice hole of ingredients. So I think you'll have more of this. More to your south will have a really good risk, and more to your east will have a really good risk. And also more to your northwest will have a good risk, and also more to your west will have a good risk. So probably everything's going to just go around you. That's what I believe. I'll check the newest data just to see if it's updated. Oh no, it won't load. Come on. Oh well, we'll use this one. Well, this data is not correct. Okay. We're not going to use that then. You're definitely going to have a chance for some rain and thunderstorms tonight. Especially towards like 7 o'clock in about an hour. But honestly, I think everything's going to go around you. That's what... I really believe it's all going to go around you. Alright, let's go back to this one in Tennessee. I really want to watch this shelf cloud approach. Livingston is probably going to get the worst winds. Like I said in my other streams, it's always right where that bow is. So right at Livingston going towards Jamestown is going to have the worst wind speeds. Unless... Okay, it is moving more northeast, so it's actually going to go probably through Livingston and probably barely miss Jamestown. But I want to go look at that camera. Oh, it's about to be hit now. Oh, wait. Where is that camera? Oh, Cookieville. Cookieville. There you go. That's the Putnam EMA Cookieville, Tennessee storm. Let's see. So Connor also has a good view of the storm in Texas. We'll just switch to this so y'all can see that. Oh, I didn't realize it wasn't full screen. My bad. So there's Connor Croft's live view. You can't. He's got his face cam on, but the camera above my face cam's in the way of his face cam. So he's in Loretta, Texas. And he's going to try to get out in front of these storms in Texas. Let's see. All right, that's still considerable, significant, severe there. This thing's turned into a windbag, I believe. It's one for 1.75 inch hail, but based on what I'm seeing on velocity, it's probably turning into more of a wind threat and hail threat and a lot less of a tornado threat. Our highest tornado threat's probably... This could really ramp up. See that notch right there? It's just finished a cell merge. So if I'm in Clean, which we have a camera in, Temple, Compers Cove, Pidcoke, I'm watching this storm closely because it could start hooking and head generally that direction. It's moving southeast. It's moving east-southeast. Yeah, more southeast. I hope that this stays as just a wind threat, but it could easily ramp up. Oh, I radar loaded. I didn't realize that radar loaded. Yay! I just used it without even celebrating. Let's see. Back to our big shelf in Cookieville, Tennessee, Northeast Tennessee. That is a classic shelf cloud, which are actually very common. But they look a lot more scary. They look really scary. Like, to an untrained eye, this would probably look like a tornadic thunderstorm if you saw this heading towards your house. Let's see. Let's see. The one in Texas, that big cluster that I was just talking about, definitely has the best environment now. So the one towards San Angelo is running out of ingredients. It's still going to be in a favorable area, but not as favorable. All right. I really don't want to not keep this on. So we're just going to stay on this one. We're just going to stay on this one for now. Man. All right, here we go. We about to get hit with a bunch of wind and rain from the shelf cloud. 5% chance for a watch in north central New York and the western holy crap mountains. Adirondack Mountains. That is a mouthful. Let me pull up another radar site on my browser so I can see if that Sweetwater storm's strengthening. Are you talking about the one, yeah, near Abilene? Oh, no, you're talking about the one near Sweetwater. So the one going towards, like, Rotan, if that's how you say it. It still looks pretty strong to me, so yeah, 1.5 inch hail, 60 mile-an-hour winds still look like a possibility there. But the one to your south of Abilene, it's actually turned to the point where it should completely avoid Abilene. And it is still very severe and is maintaining intensity at 1.75 inch hail, 60 mile-an-hour winds. Let's see. Because I don't live in freaking New York, Ethan? Duh. That's why. That's northeast New York. I've covered that area for snow squalls and maybe one winter storm. I didn't even know that was a something you. I didn't even know that was a mountain range. Oh, here comes the wind. I've seen that area a lot of times though, but I never knew it was a mountain range. I've seen that a lot. Again, this is a live look in northeastern Tennessee in Lord have mercy, where is this? Cookieville. Okay, it's Adirondacks. 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 There you go. Adirondacks mountain range. I never heard of that before, honestly. Like, I never heard anybody talk about that before. Let's see. Did just go tour possible in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So if you're in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, make sure you were indoors, away from doors and windows. There's a good rotation on that. There is good rotation north of Williamsport. That's going to be heading up towards Hillsgrove in about the next hour or so. Maybe a little bit longer than an hour. Right around the realms of an hour from now. About 7:30 Eastern. Hopefully I remember to check that, because that's an interesting one. Okay, that one in Northeast Texas, that prefrontal, it's now tour possible, but the air rotation has died out fast. I'm still watching that one. The one I talked about near Sulphur Springs, Texas. It's now well out of Sulphur Springs, and it's going towards Pittsburgh, Rocky Mount in Northeast Texas. Not tour possible, but I mean, it's still in a good environment, enough for me to be keeping a very close eye on it. Alright, this is probably about the most we're going to see from the camera. There's this storm near Gatesville is really starting to ramp up. We'll see if it can succeed on that, but I wouldn't be too shocked to see them warn that. Worcester, Ohio tonight. Let me see. So according to the latest model runs, which honestly I might want to, I'm going to go to a different site because this site has, it's been glitching a bit. So I'm actually going to go to a different site. That way I get the newest ones. Yeah, because this one's 4 hours newer. So now, according to the latest model runs, there's definitely a chance to see a couple thunderstorms tonight. Anywhere between about 8 p.m. Eastern all the way to 11 p.m. Eastern. There's a risk for thunderstorms, and it will carry a low-wind all-hazards threat. Do you think tomorrow will be upgraded for severe weather for Nebraska? What is mainly be upgraded down to south? Southern Nebraska, winds as the main hazards with embedded weak tornadoes and some isolated small hail. Small to possibly large hail. But further south towards like Oklahoma, Texas, it's going to be an all hazards threat. We'll just have to see. Western Oklahoma looks the most notable for tornadoes tomorrow. And we could still very much see multiple brief spin ups all the way from central Nebraska down through northeastern Kansas tomorrow. Let's see here. I'm going to go back over to this one. Yeah, northwestern Nebraska all the way through, yeah, northeastern Kansas, western, even central. Actually, man, that's big. That's from central South Dakota, northwestern Nebraska, down through north central Kansas, northeastern Kansas, northwestern and central Missouri, all of Iowa, southern Minnesota. And then it continues into Friday as well. It loses its very favorable environment, but Friday morning, it's going to continue into probably northeastern Iowa, western Wisconsin, and then it will probably re-intensify as it goes towards north central Indiana, south central Michigan, where I think the main threat will be on Friday. All right, we're going to click off of this. This camera was from Putin, Ime, Cookville, Tennessee. It's not the most impressive. Jamestown, Tennessee. So this one real quick. This one was in Rickman, Tennessee. Jamestown, Tennessee. Looks like we're starting to see that big shelf. Look at that big shelf. Northeast Tennessee. That is a massive shelf cloud. So instead of watching that the whole time, I'm going to just keep that up on the top left. So that we can just go and look at this storm too. Because I do want to see and show y'all that we are seeing a bit of a clear slot starting to occur here. So this is most likely starting to hook. Connor is still pretty far to the west. So we'll see if he can try to get out towards like this area near Clean. Then here's a camera in Clean, Texas. This is looking to the east right now, which is the complete wrong direction. Oh, let me go ahead and say which one that was, too. That was the one in, yeah, Clean, Texas, what that was. This could still ramp up really fast. Now that it's left off the radar, you could still see a really nice supercellular look to this storm. But I don't think it has the lower level wind speeds in order to actually increase that main tornado threat. The only reason why this produced a strong tornado earlier today is because it had an outflow boundary, which, oh, look, they moved the camera. Look at that shelf. They just showed you briefly how large that shelf cloud is in northeastern Tennessee. See, now, why can't I get marginals like that? Normally I do. I think this is actually a slight. Is this a slight or is it a marginal? Hold on. Let me go check. Let me go check. Oh, there you go, showing you how big that shelf is again. Let's just turn on the outlook. Oh, it's a slight risk going into a marginal. Got it. Weatherford, Texas. I recognize that. Something was going on there earlier. You're good. You're in the clear. I believe you're in the clear, but I remember something happening there earlier today. Did you get like a lot of hail or something earlier this evening? I remember tracking that general area. 2-inch hail report out here, southwestern San Angelo from Train Spotter. Yeah, I still think this could ramp up fast. Oh.
No warning for southwestern Coryell County in
Arkansas?
Central Texas,
Oh, it's one in
Central
Texas.
Lampasas County in Central
Wow.
Texas, Coryell, and Lampasas County in Texas.
I would have never guessed that would be warned. If anything, I was going to guess this one. But that, I mean, that's... Is that just radar indicated? But anyways, I think you'll be good for the rest of the night in Weatherford. I don't see much happening out there. I'll double check again just in case the forecast changed over the last hour, which is very possible. You could still see an isolated strong storm, but I think you'll be perfectly fine. Oh, that's Connor's feature here and glitching through. Mexico, Texas. By the way, this shelf cloud again is in northeastern Tennessee for those who may just be joining. It's up towards the, It's this camera here, which is in Jamestown, Tennessee, from the Radar Mega app. You said Mexico, Texas. We have like 4 or 5 viewers from that area. I've looked at that area so many times. That's a bit of a tricky one. That is a bit of a tricky one. You may end up with just light rain, or you may end up with near 1-inch hail and 60, 70 mile-an-hour winds. So you are in the risk. I would be weather aware. A brief tornado will be possible, 60, near 70 mile-an-hour winds, as well as up to 1-inch hail. So I would be ready just in case. But right now, the main storms look to be tracking to your south. So hopefully they continue that way, but it's you know, it would be better safe than sorry just to be ready, just in case. Just in case, better safe than sorry. It's pronounced Mahia? That is crazy. Mahia. Don't worry, I won't remember that more than about 5 minutes. I think we just got another warning. Maybe. Unless that's the same one. Okay, that might be the same one. We'll hear in just a second. If we hear a warning come through, we'll know it's a new one. If not, then we know it's an older one. Yeah, I think that was an old one. Yeah. Seems like it was an older one. So, just make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in this red box here. I know the camera's a bit in the way, so let me go up a little bit north there. So, basically just barely northwest of Killeen, Texas. Let me guess, it's pronounced freaking, Killeen. I'm probably pronouncing that one wrong, too. The main area of rotation, the National Weather Service has warned this storm back here. But honestly, I think this one's more impressive. So I'm watching this one way more than I am with this one. So it is Killeen. It is Killeen, Texas. Aha! Thank you so much, Stephanie. Much appreciated. I'm glad you're here. Unfortunately, the coverage will be slowing down. You found my channel, and I'm actually going to be slowing down on coverage for the weekend. I'll let y'all know why Friday night's live stream. We're probably still going to do daily streams. I just don't think we'll have any coverages greater than 4 hours after tomorrow. Tomorrow we may have 2, 3, maybe 4 hour coverage, possibly, maybe higher depending on what the storms do. But after tomorrow, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, none of those will be greater than 4 hour coverages, no matter the risk. Even if it goes to a high risk, unfortunately, I can't cover more than 4 hours on any given day. And then we'll be right back to normal scheduled hours. So I'll still have daily streams, but it won't be as intense coverage. Because yesterday we did 8 hours, and the day before that we did like 2, 3 hours, and the day before that we did 8 hours, so. Yeah, we'll see. Oh.
Tornado warning
I
for
bet it's for the
southeastern Franklin County in northeastern Texas, northeastern Wood County in northeastern Texas, northwestern Upshur County in northeastern Texas,
Yep.
Camp County in northeastern Texas,
I can't
Camp,
tell you how long I've
Franklin,
been watching that
Upshur,
one.
and Wood County in Texas.
I cannot tell you how long we've been watching that storm. So that's now warned towards Pittsburgh in Texas. We've been watching this storm even before Sulphur Springs. We were watching it back here. We actually started watching it off of stream. I was watching it when it was back towards Fort Worth and Dallas. But when I was live streaming, we really started watching it when it was more to the west. But anyways, very broad area, or rather decently notable. A notable area of rotation southwest of Rocky Mound. I think I said Mount at first. It's Rocky Mound. Southwest west of Pittsburgh, Texas, and northeast Texas. There's your active tornado warning. We'll be watching that one very closely as well, because that is definitely capable of producing a tornado. This one is tried and is, from what I could tell, successfully redeveloped a hook echo out here in Midway and New Liberty in northeastern Texas. Looks like the hook has returned, and there is, again, broad red and green. It's not as tight on this new scan. Probably nothing more than about 15, 20 mile an hour rotation. So nothing that is, nothing that I believe could imminently produce a tornado. Again, the camera above my face cam is out here in Jamestown, northeastern Tennessee, right here. You can find that on the Radar Omega app. Personally, Personally, I've started to kind of draw away from Radar Omega. It's still a really good app, but their bugs and glitches are starting to be overwhelmed. I'm finding a lot more bugs, a lot more things that don't work properly. So hopefully they do a big patch next update. But it's still a usable site, still usable software. But I've started to turn and like more of GR Earth. What the heck is going on in the Gulf? Is there actually showers out there? Is there thunderstorms out there? Hold on. Or is the radar just glitching? The radar's just glitching. Got it. So normally these triangles indicate small hail. In this case, 0.35 inch hail out in the ocean. There's nothing out here. There's nothing out there. That is funny. Just random line of hail indicators out there for no reason. The seagulls, yeah. The seagulls. Well, thank you for the kind words. I'm gonna mispronounce her name, Teresa, but it's much appreciated. It's greatly appreciated that you're here. And yeah, hopefully you stick around. Like I said, coverage is gonna slow down a bit. Saturday, Sunday look like big days. I really hate that I'm not gonna be able to cover those too much. Like I said, I'm going to be live those days. It just may not be your intense 8-hour coverages with barely any breaks live streams. And like I said, I think that's going to be the last major tornado potential this year. Or not this year, but for this, you know, the main tornado season that runs from like what, early March, late February, early March, all the way through late May, early June. I think Saturday, Sunday more specifically, is going to be the last major tornado potential we see out of that span. I don't think we'll see much towards early June. Maybe we'll kick up again towards mid and late June, but I think that will be more towards the northern high plains and not so much as your traditional tornado alley. I'm watching this storm again because it has caught up to the outflow boundary that it left before. So it's now going to attach to that outflow boundary again. I'm very confident that it has left that extremely favorable environment for strong, potentially violent tornadoes. So that's good news. It's well out of that environment now. And it did actually produce a strong tornado. I don't think it was violent at all. It's still in a good environment, though. It is not in the worst environment, so this is still going to be very much a concern for a tornado later down the line. Let's see here. So this is your active tornado warning out here in Texas, northwest of Clean, Texas here. We do have a camera out on this, but I don't think it's facing the right way. It's not. I don't know if they'll turn that at all. And then the camera up here that you've seen for a little while is, again, up there in Jamestown, northeast Tennessee, for that big shelf cloud moving through. Let's use a Nashville radar. That is in a radar hole at the moment, so we won't be able to see that too in-depthly from the radars for about the next 30-ish minutes here. Still very solid area of rotation in Pittsburgh, northeast Texas. Moving off to the east-southeast here. Eventually going to head towards a Lone Star in about the next hour or so. Maybe a little bit after an hour. About 6:40-ish. Or 7:40-ish Eastern time, 6:40 local. So we'll continue to keep a very close eye on that one as well. I'm still way more interested in this one in Clean, Texas than the one that they actually warned back here. Connor is about to do a complete core punch out here. He already really is. So he's trying to catch up to this storm. He's fallen behind, which is never a good thing for a chaser. You don't want to fall behind storms. So we'll see if this outflow boundary, which you can barely see from this site, but it's still, you can still kind of make it out there. We'll see if this supercell latches onto that outflow boundary or not. Let me go to this radar site. Yeah, see, so you have kind of two, maybe three. You really have one here, and then your second one here. And we'll see if it latches on to that outflow boundary. We are at a tornado warning. I completely, utterly forgot to have that change. Let's see. Gracious. So we'll just see if this can try to do anything here. I believe that's southeast of San Angelo now. Yep, or east of San Angelo with that one. These storms are still in a really good environment. I don't think that capping's going to build in for at least another 2, maybe even 3 hours. So, I mean, these storms should just be able to thrive until at least 10 p.m. Eastern for the next 3, maybe even 4 hours with all hazards on table. Let me check this one. I don't like this site, so it's going to be a bit difficult to forecast with this one. I like College of DuPage, and it's broken right now, unfortunately. But yeah, that capping really shouldn't build in until 10, 11 p.m. Eastern, like I said. I think our prime tornado threat is done, but there's still 3 supercells that I'm keeping 4 that I'm keeping a close eye on. We've got one here, and then one behind that. Then we have the other one in... I'm probably going to close this radar site, honestly. But anyways, we have the other one up here in southeast of San Angelo, Texas, which is getting weaker, but I still think it's going to have a tornado threat with it, especially if it can get that outflow boundary on it. It does not look impressive at all right now, so hopefully that just dies out. That would be the ideal thing. And then, of course, we're also watching this storm in northeastern Texas that is still tornado warned in Pittsburgh. Based off the latest scan, it looks like that has fallen apart at least somewhat. But it still remains in a very volatile, very favorable environment. Let's see. This is going to be the camera in Beaufort County, EMA. Oh, that's the trash one. Lewisburg, Tennessee. Not really that useful. Just want to go check on that tour possible one up here in Williamsport. So that's the area of potential rotation we're watching. It's going to be in Hillsgrove here, or just to the north in about 20 minutes or so. Going towards Forksville, Pennsylvania. So if you guys are in that severe warning in Pennsylvania, so Hillsgrove, you're not in one just yet. But if you're in Williamsport, Picture Rocks, in northeast Pennsylvania, actually this may be central. It's kind of central Pennsylvania. Just make sure you're indoors, away from doors and windows, close to your safe spot, just in case that goes tornado warned. And the storm out here towards Newport, Pennsylvania, I don't see any signs of rotation with that. Mainly just hail and isolated winds. So 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds possible with that. For about the next 39 minutes here. Let's see. So this is, let me try to figure out where this 10 sig is on NATO cast. There's a little indent, so it's dead south of the little indent. And then it's slightly west. So NATO cast, which is an experimental kind of model run. Really, it's a model run that has like the SPC's categorical tornado outlook, and it shows the highest tornado threat right in here. Right here. So we're going to stay live just to see if that continues here more to the east. So this is in the best environment for about the next hour, I'd say. It's still hanging on the edge of the best environment. It's kind of bringing that with it. So it's bringing the favorable environment with the thunderstorm, which is why this storm still is something I'm keeping an eye on. That is just full of freaking contamination. Jeez. Here's you. What do you think this season has been so active for severe weather? So it's been a mix of the La Nina El Nino, or La Nina El Nino, yes. Going from a southern jet stream to a northern jet stream. What that translates to, so the La Nina has a northern jet stream flow like this. I discussed this in my tornado outlook and why I thought April-May was going to be very active, and I've been dead right. I think the second most active season on record in April. So La Nina has more of a northern jet stream, which is why in La Nina's typically, areas in the mid-Atlantic have an above average season, and we see more of a derecho season in the north central U.S., which is probably going to happen towards July, late June, July, most of July, even early August. And then your El Nino has more of a southern jet stream, and that southern jet stream leads towards a lot more of a deep south severe threat. So remember, back towards February, March, we were really dealing with that consistent weekly significant tornado threat in the deep south, which was at most of those events barely even verified, thankfully. And then as we got into mid-March, into April, we started seeing signs of that La Nina beginning to form. So the jet stream very slowly creeped more north. And what that allowed for was it allowed for a lot more troughs to infiltrate the U.S. and a lot more classic negatively tilted troughs to infiltrate the U.S. right around this general area here. And more specifically, honestly, it led for a clear path of tornadoes right there. So we saw a very above average season out in this general vicinity here, which is the classic tornado alley, and then as well as an above average season in the Midwest. And the reason why is because, troughs eject at different times of the day, but typically you have a nocturnal or an evening threat for severe weather here, and then that trough progresses to the northeast, and then, you're in the next day, so you end up with a severe threat here. So that's why we had two hot spots here. Not only because of the time of day and how the troughs work, but also because we had the La Nina the El Nino transitioning into a La Nina, which we pretty much are in a neutral right now. They haven't officially confirmed that, but technically, we're not technically in a neutral, but based off the charts, we're in a neutral phase. And we are rapidly approaching La Nina, so I'm still very much on track with the extremely above average, possibly borderline historic, comparing seasons like 2005 and 2020 for this hurricane season, as well as most likely an above average severe season into late June, all of July, early August into the north central U.S., as well as down towards the mid-Atlantic. So there you go. Does that kind of give you an overview, or was I rambling too much? We still have that tornado warning out here in Texas. This is really trying to intensify. I don't believe the area of rotation is this intense. Let's go over to this radar site. You know what? Maybe it is. It might actually be over 100-mile-an-hour rotation out here. They need to warn that. I am not like a meteorologist, but I believe that needs a warning ASAP. I am no meteorologist, but that has a complete clear slot, fat hook echo, and looks like it is about to drop a tornado. Do we have anybody out in front of that? Only the freaking clean camera. That's the only thing out in front of it. That is a very intense area of rotation. So this is your camera in northeastern Tennessee that has been hit now. So we're not going to have that, but I'm going to check to see if we have any chasers out there, because that is a intense area of rotation, and we have a good radar vantage point, so this shouldn't be corruption. if we were looking from that northern radar site towards the Dallas, Fort Worth, DFW, we'd look through the hail core and I'd be like, yeah, that's contamination. But we're looking at the clean radar site, looking up, looking up to the northwest into the Hook Echo, not but about 2,500-ish feet up. And I do believe that is a really good area of rotation. I want to wait 2 more scans to see if that ramps up even further, but that is ramped up fast. So if I'm in the Grove, you do not have a tornado warning in the Grove, but personally, I would be running to my safe spot now. Also, real quick, Connor Croft has significant flash flooding occurring out here. Then zoom it in again, behind the tornado warning. Just wanted to briefly show you guys that. I'm not sure where he's planning on going here. I'm going to listen in to see if he plans on trying to... I think he might just be letting these storms go, honestly. This could definitely be a big issue here. Okay, that did not latch onto the outflow boundary nearly as much as I thought it would. So honestly, this storm's probably done. It's had a lot of opportunities. It did produce a strong tornado and even another decently intense tornado about 2 hours ago. But now I believe that potential's very much gone. I want to see the... Let's see here. New watch issuance may be needed up there in northeastern Tennessee, southeastern Kentucky. That will most likely include Somerset, Kentucky. We're going to wait for the next scan here, but that might be your hook. That might be your hook really trying to develop there. You bet it is. Holy dude. I would run to my safe spot if I'm out here in flat, the Grove, Texas, Northern Clean. This area here, I'm not trying to be like the National Weather Service, okay? Don't take it that way. But if I'm in this area, not actually, more like this area. If I'm in this area, I am running to my safe spot now. If I'm in this area. As a weather enthusiast, I would not even be chasing this. I would be trying to just seek shelter because this looks ridiculous. So I highly suggest, you don't have to unless the warning's issued, but I highly suggest if you're in flat, the Grove, Morgan's Point Resort, Northern Clean, seek shelter now. If I'm in Temple, you still have a while. So I would prepare just in case this storm heads to you. Same for Troy, same for Bruceville, Eddy, Moody in Texas. I would prepare my safe spot just in case this storm is like a long track tornado or a long track intense supercell. You don't have to be seeking shelter right now. The only people who need to be seeking shelter are people in this red box, but I highly advise seeking shelter if I'm out in front of it. I'm astonished that we do not have a tornado warning for this. I'm blown away. Let me fix the velocity. So there you go. Wow. That actually screwed him up. That screwed him up. You know, we're going to have to close that. That did not fix him. All right, we'll let that load. It's probably going to take a minute. But, I mean, look at that. Very intense area of rotation. Imminent tornado out here. Gracious day. At least they put it as tour possible. Still a very strong supercell. Look at that. You can easily make out this entire supercellular structure here. Very intense supercell. I am blown away. This is not warned. They warned a freaking rain shower back here for the tiniest area of rotation, which we barely could see. And then this monster here is not warned. We're going to move this radar in northwest Texas to the Shreveport one. Up here. There we go. All right, we're going to try to turn on this radar sight.
Tornado warning for South Central McLennan County in Central Texas, Southeastern Coryell County in Central
you better
Texas,
warn that.
Northern Bell County in Central Texas, Bell, Coryell, and McLennan County in Texas.
So everybody who I just said needs to seek shelter, because that tornado warning was just issued. Clean, Temple, Troy, Moody, you guys are in the warning now in Moody, Troy, and Temple. I told you guys to prepare to get in your safe spot. Now you have to be in your safe spot. That tornado warning's just been issued. And that is most likely a very strong area rotation. So if this drops a tornado, there's a pretty good chance it's going to be strong. Very intense supercell here. Once again, I'll just show you that supercellular structure. See if I have that still up. I guess I don't, huh? Nope. But yeah, there it is. It's right here. Very intense supercell. Very, very intense supercell. So please seek shelter if you're inside that warning now. Seek shelter now. I will be getting a new mesoanalysis, so we'll see what that has. Once that is out in about 10 minutes or so. Man. So basically what we have here is we have a streaming amount of inflow. All this red you see here is a very large area of inflow. The color table is kind of flipped here. And then all this blue is a very large area of outflow that you have here too. So you have winds going towards the radar site and winds going away. Actually, that is proper. Never mind. So you have a bunch of winds going into the storm and a bunch of winds going away from the radar site as well. My word, I can't speak. Winds going towards the radar, winds going away from the radar. So what that means is that there's a bunch of inflow because these winds are going away from the radar. Thank you for subscribing, Charlie. So your radar is down here, just off your screen, and it's scanning this whole storm. And it's scanning winds that are going away from that radar site right into that storm. And it's also scanning very, very intense winds, upwards of 100 miles per hour, going right into that storm, about 4,000 feet off of the atmosphere here, or off the ground. Or 2,000, matter of fact. I don't know why it's at 4,000. So this is rotating very rapidly. Man, that is a very rapid area rotation. Want to go back up to Shreveport very quickly. Shreveport radar, northeastern Texas here. Still a warning in effect, just south of Pittsburgh. So if you're south of Pittsburgh in northeast Texas, make sure you're in your safe spot. Tornado's imminent there. Keep a very close eye on that one. And then, yeah, like I thought, this storm, it got the outflow boundary, but it's just running into a lot more poor environment, ingredients-wise. Let's go back over here. Gracious. That is a very intense hook. Hopefully that doesn't ramp up anymore. Damaging winds upwards of 70 miles per hour will be possible in Knoxville, Jamestown, Corbin, Somerset, and Middlesboro. Those are towns in both Kentucky and Tennessee, northeast Tennessee, southeastern Kentucky. 60% chance we see a new watch up there. Gracious. Just waiting for the new scan, which should be in any second, hopefully. It should be in about 25 seconds here. Wow. That is very ridiculous. COD is not working. Yeah, COD's broken. They already made that announcement on their Twitter a while ago. Okay, the good news is these red and blues are not as tight. They're very intense, but they're not like gate to gate. So it's a broad area of rotation now. So see how those aren't really gate to gate? Now before they were, look at that, like that was insane. And then they were still very tight, and now they've, I mean, even last scan they were still decently tight, but now they're kind of breaking up here. This is moving more southeast, so I wouldn't be shocked to see a new tornado warning come out for like the Belton area. I wouldn't be too shocked to see a new warning generally in this area, if this storm still shows signs of it moving to the southeast. It is starting to turn east, though, so I do see why they moved that polygon more east. Man. Now we just wait for the next scan, which should be in about 100 seconds or so. Man. All right, waiting for the surface analysis as well. And to see the new mesoscale discussion that was just released. And to see if we get a watch issuance in southeastern Kentucky, northeastern Tennessee. So a lot of new things here that I'm waiting for. That's old, so that's not the new MCD. I want to look at the new MCD. Anytime now, new MCD. That'd be great. Mesoanalysis is... I believe that's a new mesoanalysis. Okay, I know where those storms out west died. The capping's built in now, which is actually 2 hours sooner than I thought. So that's why those storms in western Texas are struggling a lot. Threat for tornadoes, large hail, and wind damage will continue over the next few hours. A watch extension or a new watch may be needed east of watch issuance 266. And they have just issued a MCD for the potential of a strong tornado out here. Over the next hour or two. So here's that new MCD. So there you go. They've specially highlighted this area for a strong tornado that will exist over the next hour or two. The potential for a strong tornado that will exist over the next hour or two. And they'll either issue a new watch, like this area here will get into a new tornado watch, or they'll just extend the watch out to the southeast. One or the other. Oh, well, that scan's contaminated. That's not fun. How tight is this stuff? Not that tight at the moment. It's still very intense wind, so all it takes is for it to tighten up a bit, and we could easily see a strong tornado. This is a very favorable environment. This will be a very favorable environment for the next 2 hours, like the SPC just said. All the way till 9 Eastern, which is when the new outlook comes out. And there is lower level shear out here now, thanks to the evening hours now. So this is definitely going to have a good chance at producing a tornado or two here shortly. Wow. Let me just go ahead and quickly mute this so I can hear what Connor's saying. So he is, I believe, back on the road. Let me refresh his stream. Oh, it's frozen. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully, hopefully you can get that back on. Okay, there we go. We'll just wait for a new scan for this storm. See what occurs with it. All these back in San Angelo are just not impressive anymore because that capping's rapidly built in. So I'm really just watching. This is really the only storm I'm watching now, tornado-wise. So keep an eye on that. I don't see any hook or anything, so I don't think a tornado's on the ground at the moment. I'm unsure exactly where the area of rotation is. It's probably generally on the southern side. I still think the main area of rotation's out here somewhere. So we'll see if we get a new warning or not. Well, if the SPC thinks, or rather the National Weather Service out here thinks that this area of rotation is moving out of the warning, they will issue a new warning. If not, then we won't get a new warning. Man. So we'll see. I'm just quickly checking something. Ah, wait, can I do that? Hold on, I'm gonna go back to this radar site. I didn't realize. Let me see if that's a feature on this. Okay, I don't think it is actually. Yeah. The main threat is from here on out going to be damaging winds and large hail everywhere else. The only tornado threat is, in my opinion, right here. I really don't think we have much of a tornado threat anywhere else except for this area over the next hour or two. Because that capping's building in quick, so. Let me check real quick. I don't know how much longer we'll stay live. I'm going to extend the stream a bit longer. We'll plan to end at 8:27 due to this thunderstorm here. So we'll extend the stream a bit longer. I was planning on it in like 13 minutes, but I don't think that's going to happen. This might just, either it's going to try to produce a strong tornado or it's going to be a big windbag, one or the other. Connor's feed just made me jump a bit. Why are we upside down? Jeez. We are upside down on Connor's feed here. Is that showing Radar Omega? Watch. See if it comes back and he's upside down. See? It's upside down. Dude. I wanted to go see that real quick. I would not be surprised if this is producing near 80 mile-an-hour winds here. You know what? I completely forgot. We had a camera in Clean, Texas. I wonder if that thing got hit pretty rough or not. It's still being hit pretty rough. Let me see. See if we've got any decent cameras out here. I don't think we do. This is out here in Clean, Texas, by the way. I kind of want the map, not the town names. Maps. There we go. So this was near Temple, Texas. That is that Dallas? Okay, I kind of don't need Dallas's. Alright, let me just see real quick. Alright, I don't think we have any cameras out here. What? Alright, well... Yeah, there's no cameras at all in Temple, Texas, apparently. That's fun. Maybe this one. Camera down and clean. This one's... Dude, this is gusting. That is intense. That is getting very intense. Oh, here's some in Clean, Texas. I don't know if I can use any of them, though. Let's see. Right now it's about 47, so near 50 mile-an-hour gust here. I feel like that might be a little bit stronger, though. I feel like this is about to knock over some trees. This is some pretty intense winds. Gracious day. Yeah, they are starting to bend. They sure are. Jeez. Actually, I do think we can use these. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Man, that is windy. This is in Clean, Texas. Alright, let me get another radar sight. Oh, it's starting to die down. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Ramped right back up. Yeah, I don't see any hook with this or anything that makes me think a tornado's on the ground or anything like that. Hold on. I'm going to try, just in case I can use these, I'm going to get cameras up in Temple, Texas. Ah, that one's probably not any good. That one's out. That's running clean. Alright. I guess we'll just have to deal with the one that we have, which is good enough. My word. Okay. New observations now. Still a very favorable environment out here near Clean, Texas, and where the supercell is. Very intense winds with it. Still watching this area here. At any second, we can see, we could easily see a hook. Try to hook out near Temple, Texas. Regardless, if you're in Temple, Texas, you need to seek shelter. Yep, there you go. Destructive for 80. I was about to say it's 1 for 70, but they just updated that to now 80 mile-an-hour winds. Wow. I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. Honestly, they could... I mean, this is showing wind speeds. How close are we? Let's see how close we are here. This is an old scan. Okay, so... Whoa. Whoa, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Please tell me that's a radar glitch. Better be. I didn't mean it. I said any second, but holy, didn't mean it. We're looking about 1,500 feet off the ground. Oh my word, that... Okay, let's see. Wait for the update, wait for the update. Sorry for all the flashing. That's a tornado. That is most likely a tornado. There's a really good chance that that is a tornado going into Temple, Texas right now. And it's most likely very strong. Wow. So if there is a tornado on the ground, it is that big red debris signature right there. Wow. Yeah, that is on the ground for sure. I'm going to just go ahead and get ready to switch to the PDS scene because holy. That is a big tornado. Wow. That is crazy right there. So this is about to go through northern Temple, Texas. You know what that is? That is houses. That is houses. If it's on the ground. Give me just a moment. Can't spell. Alright, there we go. We're going to wait for another scan just to confirm that that is a debris signature. Remember, radar can lie. Radar can lie. Alright, hold on. We're gonna go 4-panel. I want to do spectrum width and ZDR here. I'm skeptical, but that's probably a tornado. I'm skeptical because if that is a tornado, it's an intense one. Oh, it does go up higher in tilts. I really hope that isn't one. That new scan confirms my speculation there. I don't know. Can we confirm this now? You know, this National Weather Service sucks. Who is this? Fort Worth? Fort Worth's a good service. Holy. Fort Worth. Fort Worth's like one of the best. Oh my goodness. Not even confirmed. And just like I thought, it's moving out of the warning too. I really hope that that is fallout. If not, that is a freaking big tornado. Oh my word. This is going through downtown Temple, Texas. Not confirmed. No shot. No shot. No shot. That's radar indicated. Gracious day. I pray that this is not on the ground because if it is, y'all, we are witnessing a very destructive tornado. There may be a violent tornado, keyword maybe, a violent tornado in southwest Temple, Texas, over the hospital, the medical center right now. Radar can lie. Radar can lie. So we want to note that. But holy moly. I would be astonished if it's lying that much. I just pray that this thing's already lifted and that debris is fallout. Even if it's fallout, that's not even that's horrific because that's houses. Wow. Either way, this touched down over a very, very residential area. Like, it touched down right over these houses, and I don't even want to know the damage there if this is actually a tornado. Because that debris signature was over the top on radar. How far did that loft debris, if it is on the ground? At least 10,000 feet up. If that's actually a debris signature. Which, again, I am skeptical. I'm very skeptical. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but there was most likely a very intense tornado on the ground in southwestern Temple, Texas. My word. Gracious day. This is in downtown, or actually more of southern Texas. Southern Temple, Texas. Oh my word, I can't speak. Southern Temple, Texas, where we most likely have a very strong tornado on the ground. But I don't know. I kind of don't want to jump to conclusions. I just feel like that's probably a debris signature. This is the one out here in Shreveport. Keep an eye on that. Gracious day. Next scan now. Oh, nope. It's actually going to take a minute longer. I've got the next scan on my other radar site. Oh, there it is. Like, that's not the next scan. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Watch issuance possible in southwestern, western Ohio, and north central Kentucky for rapid thunderstorm initiation that has occurred. Okay, so the good news is that's a likely fallout. The bad news is that's likely fallout. Wow. That is crazy. Let me go check our camera in Temple, Texas, because it should be getting hit by 100, or not really 100, but near 90 mile an hour winds here. Wow. Well, I really hope that was not a tornado, but my word, that most likely was. Still destructive for 80 mile an hour winds. Gracious. There's a high chance that that's fallout, which again is both a good and a bad thing. The reason why that's a good thing is that means there's not a tornado on the ground anymore. The reason why that's a bad thing is that means there was a tornado on the ground. So I imagine this I imagine this rapidly developed into a strong tornado. And unfortunately, it probably, I mean, there's at least roofs gone on most of these homes out here. If that was a tornado, which again, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but that was definitely a very solid debris signature. Gracious day. Unfortunately, we did not get a 3D scan on that when it most likely first touched down, but the good news is we did get it on this one, so this should show clear debris. Oh, and it does. It does. Look at that. Clear debris. Wow. It sure does. This was most likely a tornado with that clear debris signature on a radar like that. So this is your debris signature right here, not this one. This one. Wow. Let's see. Can we use sometimes NROT will be useful here. I don't even see NROT. Oh, and that moves up with height. That is a very valid debris signature. Or was. But we'll see. We'll see. They'll survey it, and they'll probably figure out that there was a tornado. I really hope I'm dead wrong, though, because that would be a very bad situation. Also, just for people in Shreveport, south of Shreveport as well, it looks like a tornado is in development. I don't want to say it's on the ground because that's just a hook. That is a hook echo right there. That's not like the other debris signature we saw. But a hook echo is definitely in development here, and a tornado is most likely attempting to form out here in southwestern Shreveport, Louisiana. Well, I've seen very, very convincing debris signatures that weren't tornadoes before, so that's why I'm trying to urge that, this is probably a tornado, and regardless, you need to be in your safe spot. But I also don't want to jump to conclusions saying this is a tornado. But I'm fairly confident it is. And I can't tell if it's on the ground anymore. It's messy now. Let me go back up here. I also feel like there would be reports of a tornado too, because Temple, Texas ain't just that's not just a small area. It might just be major. My volume's decent. It's not maxed out, but it's up to yellow and red, which should be high enough. Let's see. I feel like we'd be seeing reports, but either way, regardless, if you are downstream of this, this is going to be capable of producing a strong tornado. If not, it already has in this general vicinity here. So if I'm in Rosebud, Burlington, Ben Arnold, as well as Rogers, Cameron, north of Rockdale in Texas, I'm getting ready to seek shelter as this storm is heading right near or for my area. This is a very intense supercell in a very favorable environment capable of all hazards, including significant hail, significant wind, and significant tornadoes. So all significant hazards with this storm possible. The hail threat is right now 1.5. In order for that to be significant, it has to get to 1.75. So it's not currently warned for a significant hail threat. My word. This could easily produce another tornado at any given second. If not, there may still be a tornado on the ground here. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people are saying this is a tornado on the ground, and definitely was a tornado on the ground in Temple, Texas. But again, I don't want to jump to conclusions because radar has lied previously in the past, even with a very obvious debris signature. But we'll see if that ends up going confirmed or not. Storm analysis, I highly suggest being very close to your safe spot because that storm could go tornado 1 at any given second and is heading your direction. So I highly suggest being very close to your safe spot. What does a debris ball look like? A very intense debris ball looks exactly like that on reflectivity. Typically, you have this dark blue CC, which you have, with velocities, which you have, and reflectivity, which you do have. Radar gave this 100% chance of a tornado on the ground. So that is typically what a very intense tornado looks like on radar. And then you can see it even got larger here, and then most likely that's where it started to weaken, if not have lifted by the time it got to Southern Temple, and now it's probably trying to recycle again. But that was definitely a classic signature of a tornado on the ground. The SPC has just issued a new tornado watch. I imagine this is going to go for southeastern Texas. Sure does. So that includes Marble Falls, Rockdale, College Station, Huntsville, Crockett, Livingston, Conroe, and Brenham. A couple tornadoes possible, 80-mile-an-hour winds possible, 2-inch hail possible. So watch probs. I'm guessing watch probs on that is going to be 50-30. 40-20, so same as before. I thought maybe they would lift that up just a little bit on probabilities thanks to this supercell, but nope, they did not. Yes, this is GR2 analysis. Oh, Connor ended. Hold on, let me see this. Oh yeah, that was Connor's feed. I had 2 Connor feeds up. I was like, why did this just go to a random video? Let me see here. There's a chaser near this storm, but he's not on it. He's very close to it. Not a lot of people made the journey from Iowa all the way down to Texas. Not too many people did that. There's a lot of people who are behind this storm, but I don't see anyone who's in front of it. WSV3 is way too much for me. And plus it crashes frequently. It's not a reliable software. So we'll wait and see what this continues to try to do. We'll see if we end up ending in 45 minutes or extend this live stream farther until the new SPC outlook or whatnot. So we'll see. I haven't tried it in a long time. So it might have changed and maybe a bit more stable. Man. Let's go back over to this storm in Shreveport. I don't believe a tornado's on the ground with this at the moment, but it is definitely possible that we see a tornado develop at any given minute with that one, as well as there's a little area of rotation trying to develop back towards Marshall here in northeast Texas with a hook. So we'll keep an eye on that one. It doesn't look nearly as impressive as the one in Shreveport, but it is also Tor possible. Let's see. The new watch goes into the general thunderstorm risk. Yeah. I'm not surprised with that. They'll probably fix that next update. Oh, they just got rid of that tornado warning. Man. I'm just waiting to see if we get any damage reports or anything like that, because if we did, they should be flooding in within 30 minutes, most likely. We'll see if they continue this tornado warning or not. Honestly, I would not be surprised if they do. That will probably go into areas like Rosebud, Burlington, Ben Arnold, maybe as far south as Cameron, as this storm has successfully turned more to the east here, but it's still moving southeast. So this is the tornado based off of our software. Touchdown over this residential neighborhood, moved into Temple, Texas, most likely started to lift in southern Temple here, and then was just debris fallout as it moved into southeastern Temple, Texas, and then fell apart rapidly, of course, because it was lifted at the time. The velocity was in line with the CC the whole time.
Tornado warning for Central Milam County in Central Texas, East Central Bell County in Central Texas, South Central Falls County in Central Texas, Bell, Falls, and Milam County in Texas.
Still radar indicated, which I'm not surprised, because if there was a tornado, it's likely lifted. Radar indicated rotation 1.5-inch hail. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a scanner. since Connor's now done. Alright, so this is out here in Texas, and this is in Temple, Texas, which apparently isn't a big enough city to give it its own dot on this map. So where's San Antonio? That's way down here. So it's, see, one county to the northeast, another one to the northeast. Then there's Austin, 2 counties northeast of Austin. So this one. Is it in the same county as Clean or nah? I think it is. Alright, let me see if I can... I'll go one more up there. Falls. Let me go to just one county east, which is Robertstown, I think. Yeah, we'll do this one. Okay. You don't think it's the same county? Here, we can check. I'll check real quick. I can't even tell. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Temple is in Bell County. Let me see. Yeah, that's Clean too. So they're in the same county then. Alright, let me go over here. There's that new watch. Couple tornadoes possible, 2-inch hail possible, 80-mile-an-hour winds likely. So this thing should turn into a windbag pretty quick. I've been watching this little area of velocity up here on the northern storm, but it doesn't look like it's organized at all. Alright, let's see. Well, there's a roof blocking a road and a tree blocking a road. That's already something. What is this? Oh. So again, right now we're just trying to see if there was a tornado on the ground out here in Temple, Texas. I haven't heard anything too over the top from anybody, and I don't see any reports on radar just yet. Let's see. I'm going to check this really fast. Power outages. No surprise there, but no reports of a tornado at the moment. 1.75-inch hail report there. I wonder if they upgraded it for that. They did not. It's still 1.5. 3-inch tree limbs broken. Power poles broken. That is in southwestern Temple. That's right here. So that's probably not the tornado, if there was one. That's too far to the southwest. We'll see, though. We'll see. Like I said, the National Weather Service will go survey, and they'll be the ones to figure out if it was a tornado or not. But just know we might have had a tornado in Temple, Texas, just moments ago. I'm trying to find out any information, but I'm not seeing much. We'll see what the next mesoanalysis shows. I really hope it has a capping in place. That'd be great if there's a capping in place. See the power outages out here. 62,000. And Bell County has 5,000 people without power at the moment, and we still have 41,000 people without power out there in Houston from the derecho, like about a week ago at this point. Also, a lot of transformers on fire. A lot of transformers on fire from what I've heard. So those storms are really starting to go up there in Ohio. We'll most likely see a severe watch up there. I'd be a bit surprised if we don't see at least a low-end severe watch up in this area. So we'll see if the SPC does issue that or not. It looks like this line is weakened quite a lot, so they may not issue a watch out here. If they were going to issue one, I feel like they would have already issued it. So we may not see a watch issuance out here in Northeast Tennessee. An additional one. This was downgraded to 1.25 inch hail, 70 mile an hour winds, and of course a tornado possible. The one in Shreveport doesn't look interesting at all anymore. It's on top of the radar, but even then I can still tell that hook is falling apart quite a lot. So that's good news. Hopefully it stays that way. Let's see. If this weekends, we'll conclude our stream shortly. So we'll see if this finishes up here. I definitely want to wait for at least the new mesoanalysis. Okay. Let's go back to those storms in Shreveport. Like I said, not much. One for 1.75 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds, tore possible. I also want to go back to the one in Central over here towards San Angelo. Those have died out fast. So honestly, like I said, it's really just this one storm. Oh, hey, you're destructive now. 2.75 inch hail, 70 mile an hour winds, and a tornado possible. So if you are in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. This is a life-threatening situation for extremely large hail, upwards of 2.75 inch in diameter. That does include southern Shreveport as well as Keithville and Forbing in Louisiana. So that's now gone destructive. Be great if this thing could just fall apart. Like I said, whenever I go quiet, I'm listening to the scanners. See, how fast are these wind speeds? They're about 80. But that is 2,000... Well, actually, 1,500 feet off the surface, so... I guess they can... I guess I see what they weren't at for 70. Wouldn't be surprised though if they upgrade that. Man. Not ARRR, but the College Due page is completely screwed up right now. It does include the ARRR though. So I may go in monitoring mode after this. Just keeping an eye on things, and if we manage to see another tornado, I'll go live on a moment's notice. As long as it's within, before 10 p.m. I won't be live at any time after 10. But this stuff should really die down at 10. It will really, really die down at midnight, though. So I'll just wait till that new mesoanalysis comes in, then we'll probably end about 10 minutes or so after that. So just make sure you guys are staying weather aware. The tornado threat is considerably less than what it was, which was the whole reason I went live. So I'm glad I went live, stayed here for 4 hours. We'll still be live for a bit longer. Hold on a second. Let me just watch this real quick. Oh, yeah. That is possible tornado damage right there. Most of a roof is gone out here in, where the heck even am I? In western Temple, Texas. So that is the potential for a tornado. That might have been a tornado. There's also debris all over the road and parking lot. Doesn't look like significant damage, but definitely a lot of damage. At least from that video. So, like Ben said, it's either a tornado or extremely strong damaging winds. Temple, Texas. Let's see. Just gonna go through these and see if any of them seem like tornado damage. Heavy rain, wind, some hail. Okay. I do see a few things. A lot just looks like wind, but that first one I saw looked like a potential tornado damage. Like I said, the National Weather Service will survey. They'll be the ones to figure out if it was or not. I would not be shocked if that was a tornado, though. This thing's just starting to turn into a windbag now. Hopefully that hook gets out of here, but yet another reason why we saw a tornado. Did you spot it? Uh-oh, outflow boundary. There you go. Outflow boundary again. I'm telling you, this thing probably released its own outflow boundary, and it helped to produce this tornado. So that's how we've seen both of our... Well, we definitely saw one strong tornado, but I don't know about this one, if it was strong or not. Based on what I've seen so far, it didn't look that intense. Power flashes were reported out there in Temple, Texas. If it was a tornado, it was shrouded in rain. Because I just got a video and there's no tornado on the ground. So if it was a tornado, it was fully rain wrapped. So hopefully it was not a tornado. Which, like I said, it surprised me if it... It'd surprise me if it wasn't a tornado. Nah, I'd be pretty surprised. Because that seemed very... What is this one? Very much like a debris signature. Alright. I'm going to close all this here. I'm just going to keep this site up. I'll keep these radars up, of course. Power outage update. Did we get one? 52,000 people without power now in Bell County. So that's going to make Texas at 113,000 people without power. Man. Whoa, did Saturday just uptrend for me? Hold on. NAM model, where's the NAM model? This thing's definitely starting to lose intensity for tornadoes, tornadic wise here. Want to see what the NAM model has for me? The NAM. An unbelievable amount of instability. No shear. Dang it. Oh well. Alright. We're going to stay live for a bit longer just to make sure these storms hopefully start to weaken. I feel like that's corruption, but then again, it may be a very small area of rotation near the Marlin area. Man. Let's go to Shreveport. We are still destructive for 2.75 inch hail out here in southern Shreveport, Louisiana. Make sure you're in your safe spot. That is a particularly dangerous situation for extremely large hail. What about this model? I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on Saturday for me. Never know. Could be a chase. Probably not, but you never know. Tomorrow downtrended a lot. They always downtrend last second. It's always how it is. It doesn't really look that good for me, honestly. I'll just get a sounding out here in Oklahoma whilst I'm on this. Okay, ridiculous. Got it. Okay, what's the lacking ingredient here? Oh, drier air in the lower level. Drier air right at the 1 kilometer mark. Alright, let's go back to our storm in Texas again. I feel like this is just... These velocities are overdone. We're likely experiencing near 70, 75 mile-an-hour winds here near Maysfield. Well to the southeast of Temple, Texas. These storms don't have rotation. It's possible. But I don't see any at the moment. There's a small area of red and green near West Liberty, but it's not enough to be tornadic at the moment. And the Columbus radar site is down, so there is no way in heck I'm covering that. If it was a bigger threat, I definitely would, but for a marginal to a slight risk, especially marginal tornado threat, there is no way I'm going to stay with that horrific coverage. So, like I said, I'll just be on monitoring mode the rest of the night, but I'm going to call it quits here in 22 minutes or so. For 2 more hours, not the rest of the night, till 10. Till 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm not going to stay up all night covering this thing. If it even lasts in past 10 p.m., I'd be pretty surprised if it lasts past 10 p.m. being this solid of a threat. The only 2 storms is this one in Texas and then this one in Louisiana. So once those 2 are gone, the rest is just normal, ordinary severes. I don't think we have any other torp possibles unless they're in northeast Texas, which is the most likelihood, which there is for 9 more minutes. But the extension's no longer torp possible, so that's good. So we started with 2 tornado warnings and 29 severe thunderstorm warnings. We are down to 1 tornado warning and 16 severe warnings. If you're wondering why I look closer at my monitor, it's because the storm's warned for 65-mile-an-hour winds. This one. Yeah, that's not rotating. I thought that was corruption, honestly. Because that's not really where an area of rotation would be. I'm going to take just a very brief break. Give me like 60 seconds. I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back. My apologies for leaving just 20 minutes before we end stream. Just had to go do something really quick. Yeah, this isn't even I don't believe this is a hook anymore. I believe this is just an area of wind. That's what I think that is. I think that's just an area of wind. So we'll keep an eye on it just in case it manages to try to do something over the next 20 minutes. But like I said, I'm just gonna call it quits shortly. This destructive, when does it expire? 36 minutes. We will not be live that long. Tornado warning, 6 minutes will be live for that. And yeah, the considerables for 36 more minutes as well. I haven't heard anything about significant damage whatsoever. That debris signature was quite notable. So if there was a strong tornado, we would be receiving a whole lot more reports. Somebody just said video of a strong tornado in Temple, Texas. Let me see if I can get a link to that. I ain't taking people's word for it. Trust me, there was a tornado. Yeah, no, I want to see proof. I want to see proof. Oh, well, there's a structural damage and a power line down. But that doesn't mean there's a tornado. Like I said, it was warned for 80-mile-an-hour winds and velocities were at 110, so it was probably translating to at least 90 towards the surface. Or up to 90, I should say. Let's see. Oh, yes. I was trying to think of what chaser I saw with that damage. I'm gonna go watch his feed, see if he's got anything else here. This warning's probably going to be canceled here, or expired, rather. It's going to expire in 5 minutes, and I think they'll allow it to. I don't anticipate an extension. Okay. Man, this person's driving through right where the, quote, strong tornado would have been. And I'm not seeing any damage at the moment. Any considerable damage, at least. Nothing that makes me think this was a strong tornado. So, I want to see that video of somebody saying there was. That's why I've said, I mean, radar has lied before. Radar has lied before, so we'll see. But I'd be hearing a lot more information from this scanner if it was like a strong tornado that went through downtown Temple. Like I said, that's not like one person or no people live there. Let's see. So I imagine that's why the National Weather Service didn't confirm it, because they must have had cameras or a chaser or somebody telling them it's not on the ground. Because that signature was ridiculously believable. Not the most believable one I've seen, though. I've seen more believable debris signatures. I have. So we've hit our light goal today, thanks to you guys. Like I said, we're wrapping it up now. This stuff's starting to die out, thankfully. And tomorrow should be our last decent live stream. After that, I can't promise any long duration live streams. Tomorrow's probably going to be our last solid live stream. We should be live. Should be live from, my guess is maybe 6:30 all the way to 9:30-ish. That's what I'm thinking of right now. We'll see if we start earlier. We'll see if we continue later. It's currently 23Z, so let me see the new meso-analysis here. And it shows a rapid capping building in and a decreasing tornado environment with this supercell. Still favorable, minus the capping, but decreasing environment. That wind shear is way more favorable to its west, so thank goodness it's getting out of this environment. So for probably about the next 20 minutes, it's going to have its peak ingredients, and then after that, it's going to start falling off. I hope. I really hope. And by falling off, I mean a lot less of a tornado threat. I hope. Based off the ingredients. But we know 2024. We know 2024. We've had multiple tornadoes where the ingredients just almost don't matter on that day because we managed to see strong tornadoes. Oh, here's a flashing transformer. Or that's a power line, actually. He just said there's no major damage around the area. Man. Well, I'm glad I'm not hearing anything significant out of Temple. I have heard some damage reports, unfortunately, but hopefully, I hope those are just, like, minor reports, if barely anything. I saw one of a trash can floating down the street. That one in Shreveport's looking a bit better. It's not tore possible after that destructive expires, but it is looking a little bit better. Let me go see if there's a better environment out there somehow. Nope, that's moving out of a good environment as well. Is the capping building in there too? Yep. Good. All good news right now. I just hope that this storm continues to weaken as it progresses to the southeast. There's still a chance we see a few weak tornadoes today. Man. All right. Well, there goes your tornado warning, thankfully. We are unfortunately at a destructive severe thanks to this a PDS severe in southern Shreveport for 2.75-inch hail. We just got a report of 1.7-inch hail in the core, 1.75-inch hail in the hail core. So this thing's probably not producing that big of hail if a report in the middle of the hail core is 1.75, my word. Oh, they just downgraded that. Let's go. All right. There's just a couple significant severes. That one in southern Shreveport, that's not good. I don't think that's going to try anything personally. So we have two in Shreveport. Both are for 2-inch hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds for the same storm in southern Shreveport. And the other one is, I believe the last ones are these. Yep. These two right here, which one is warned. The western one tore possible for 29 more minutes, as well as 1.25-inch hail, and it's significant for 70-mile-an-hour winds. Eastern one, this one here, is one for 1.5 inch hail, 70 mile an hour winds, and is not tour possible at this time. But yeah. Alright, I'm going to just do some more rounds here, make sure I haven't gotten any new info. Oh, wait. Hold on. We might have a video of it now. I'm skeptical of that. Let me try to find this very fast. There. Make sure y'all are muted. I'm skeptical of that, but that does look like a large cone tornado. We'll see if the National Weather Service confirms that in their survey, if they do a survey out here in Temple. But there is now a video of a cone tornado in Temple, Texas earlier today, but I'm skeptical. We'll see. It's up to the National Weather Service. We might have had a tornado in Temple, Texas. We'll just see what the National Weather Service says. But all right. I'm comfortable with ending. I just hope we don't see a random freaking spin up. If it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to probably be this storm here or the Shreveport storm. If not one of those storms, and just know that I am probably very much caught off guard by it. I wouldn't fully rule out a tornado still in Ohio. Those storms do look like they could produce a brief, weak tornado. So if you are up here, I'll show you all the tornado risk. It is right in that green area. Honestly, if I'm a little bit more southwest of that too, out here, I would also be keeping an eye on for the potential of a brief, weak tornado. So if you are in this general area, I would be keeping an eye on it. Connor has concluded his live stream after he fell behind the storms, and he just decided to look at the flooding for about an hour, a half hour to an hour, and then concluded. So, yeah, like I said, you can't fall behind the storms as chaser. That is something that could easily end a chase. So I'm gonna close that radar site. I don't know if I'm gonna turn off my computer. I don't know if Lucky plans on calling. Dude said he was gonna call 3 hours ago. That didn't go too well. So if he doesn't call, I'll just turn off my computer for the night. But I'll probably keep it on until about 10, just so I can make sure this stuff's gonna die out. The only thing that's gonna warrant me to come back on here is if I'm very confident in a strong tornado touching down that may occur for that may be long tracked. So if that doesn't seem like a possibility, then I'm not going to be live streaming tonight. But regardless, I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably just after 6 p.m. Eastern is the plan. Sometime after 6 p.m., so I'm aiming between 6 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It may be a little bit sooner. We plan to go live at 3 p.m. today. We were live at 4:27, so it was pushed back considerably. And some days are like that. So whenever that happens, that means it's good. That means something's not going right with the forecast, like we did with that day in Colorado 2 days ago. So, like I said, tomorrow's going to be the last solid live stream. Then beyond that, live streams are going to be uncertain, far and few between, and we'll probably be live daily, but the duration of the live streams will be fully determinate on something else, which, again, I'll say that on Friday. Friday night's live stream. There's something that we're adding to the channel for a couple days. We'll see if it works out or not. So, yeah. Well, that's going to be it. We're going to conclude shortly, but real quick, just want to say thank you to the mods. Caleb for modding the chat. Brooklyn for modding the chat. Legacy for modding the chat. I don't know if the other mods tuned in at all. Catman might have tuned in. Regardless, thank you, Catman, for being here on the chat, or just on the chat on all the other streams you've modded. And, yeah. That's gonna be about it. There's only one other person I know who's live streaming right now, but honestly, I'm not gonna send y'all to him. Wait, can I? If I can, I might. No? Well, it won't let me for some reason. Oh, well. Well, that's okay. There shouldn't be too much more activity tonight, so we should be we should be good enough to end. Just, if you're in the watch area, I'll go ahead and circle a good area for you. This is the #1 area by far to pay attention to for the next 2 hours, and then the next area is right out here as well. So those are the two main areas I'm keeping an eye on for the next 2 to 3 hours, as storms should die out. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I saw that as a tornado picture on the bottom left corner in the stream. Hold on. Real fast, let me just see if this person has a tornado picture on the bottom left of their screen. Hello, YouTube. Do you want to work for once? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. But alright. Thank you for not saying the channel name, Indiana. But that's gonna be it, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll go ahead and head to the ending screen. If I can freaking find it. Where'd the thing go? There it is. Okay, bit of a flash warning whilst this loads up. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. I will see you guys in tomorrow's live stream, planned for just most likely after 6 p.m. Eastern, between 6 p.m. 7:30 Eastern. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. I'll still be keeping an eye on things till about 10, but I'm not planning on going live again tonight. So just make sure you guys are weather aware if you're in the rest of the risk area. Stay safe, watch severe weather and the tropics. And we're going to get into the tropics shortly. So stay safe, watch severe weather. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
you later, brothers.
Stay safe, watch severe weather, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, watch severe weather, and the tropics. Goodbye.